You guys need to watch Pro Bono. It's not even like I'm not asking you to. I'm telling you to. Okay, we're
Mhm.
Pro Bono is one of the greatest shows of all time. Okay, it
Uh-huh.
is my favorite show of all time.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's like and so I'm just saying, Cryptid, you weren't here last week, but it is
Yeah.
a Korean lawyer legal drama, but
Oh.
it's more about the characters and their growth, and
Uh-huh.
bro, the amount of hope I get watching this show, it's like watching like a good Superman story. Okay,
Oh.
yeah,
Hmm.
I love it, I love it, highly recommend. I just damn it, bro, I asked them, man, you in?
Do it.
All right,
Dude.
yeah, Austin, did you kick yourself out?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
It was a
okay,
variant of it was a time variant of Austin that kicked them out audience.
there
Let's
you
go
go.
over that.
But yeah, no, it's great. Highly recommend it. It's 12 episodes. I favorite show of all time. Right now. For now,
Yeah.
at least.
All
But
right. Yeah, one of these days I gotta treat some to something that represents New Jersey during its heyday, audience, and you gotta watch Megas XLR, Jake. One of these
I did well,
days.
I watched a couple episodes. I watched a couple episodes of it.
No, you gotta watch the full length, man. Like
He ain't ready for that, bro.
there are episodes where they're like
He ain't
straight
ready
up
for that.
ripping
He
off.
is symbiotic Titan fan.
You
Oh,
know what's crazy? I
I hated it.
could not buy with Symbiotic Titan when I was a kid. I was
Wow.
like, yeah,
It was a downgrade from Megas XLR, you know? Like
that's
that
crazy. I know a
was
lot of people
I
were
that was
disagree.
angry
everything. It was an MTV show that somehow made its way into a Cartoon Network show audience. I don't know how they were able to do it, but they did it.
Well,
They
isn't it easy? Isn't it obvious, Cryptid? It's because chicks dig
big
giant
giant
robots.
robots. I big giant robots living here in Jersey, fighting villains from. I'm not even gonna go throughout that whole song. I know all the lyrics. It was definitely dope back in the day.
Yep.
But yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
come on.
audience.
Keep going.
Okay, gotcha. That's right. They had some episodes that are just straight up parodies of
What?
huh? Negus XLR I was talking about.
Oh, I thought
There
you.
were there were one shot episodes where they had villains that were just straight up parodies of other TV shows or animes. So yeah. Sailor Moon, Power Rangers, what else? They even have Bruce Campbell in there for one episode as Modoc. hmm Yeah, yeah. Sorry, audience. I'm not usually in my talkative format right now because I'm just only about 90% over this dank flu. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're glad to see you're doing better.
And we're the
Mhm.
Fanatics.
Let me tell you, audience, even at 60% power, audience, I still have to do 100% of the setup here.
There
So,
you go.
yeah.
That's a trooper. That's our trooper right there.
hmm
No, we'll have a day after we'll have a cryptid day. There you go.
hmm Gotcha. But all right then, you guys just ready to get started?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, Comic Fanatic Live, news reviews of the week, audience. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415, here at 90% of my full power. So move on.
If he gets to 100%, it really will be the end of all of us. No.
Mhm.
Anyway, my name is Jake Tylenol, and I went to Korea and I came back with some hope. Okay, I have hope in humanity again, bro.
Mhm.
Bricky Wall, Ace Comics, man. Let's start this. Let's get
Yeah,
started.
gotcha. You know the deal by now at this point, audience. So, yeah.
We
Yeah.
gotta talk about the worst show Marvel ever produced today.
Oh boy. We'll get to what we get. Well, no, debatable, man. Come on,
Zombies
dude.
is the worst to you?
No way, dude. Really?
We'll get there when we get there.
Oh
Okay.
man.
All right.
Okay, okay. All right. But our usual spiel, audience. We bring you the news and reviews of the week, and our special Mondays we do the media and comic news. And we have our socials, but they're in the description, so go for it. Look at
But if
there,
you want to see them live, there's only
Jake,
one that
scroll across the
matters,
screen.
and that's Comic Phanatics 69.
there you go. We gotta do something
That's scroll
special for our
wizards.
we gotta do something special for our 69th subscriber one of these days, audience, when we hit that big mark. So yeah.
Why the fuck did you put that?
I forgot
What?
why this was here. Da
What?
da 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 da. I don't know what it's supposed to be. That was there for like months ago. I don't remember what I did that for. Oh wait. Was it because I did this? Was it because da 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 da? Oh, I know, I get it. Da 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 da. Okay, now I get. Okay, now I see. All right, I understood you past Jake. There you
Okay.
go.
All right, then. Now that we got that out of the way, let's just go on to the topics of the week. So, all right, who wants to do this one? Who wants to start us off?
It seems like Austin's got something to say, bro.
Go ahead.
If the next season's also 4 episodes, I'm not watching. I'm telling you that right now. I'm be honest with you.
All right, all
Because
right.
4 episodes clearly isn't enough time to tell the story they're trying to tell. And I had so many actual story problems the last one. They don't actually piss me off.
Yo, talk your shit, bro. Let them know.
It may have story problems, but to go as far as to say it's the worst TV show that Marvel's ever did, nah.
I would
No,
rather
listen.
watch Inhumans and Iron Fist season 1 than this.
All right, hang on
Those-
now. Secret Invasion, though.
Those shows may have been bad, but there were
I'll give you Secret Invasion.
All right,
Oh,
that's all I have to say.
there have been bad shows, all right, but then there have been shows that are downright insulting. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, She-Hulk. She-Hulk. But yeah. So yeah.
Inhumans and Iron Fist being as bad as they are at least makes me laugh.
Gotcha. But anyway, so yeah, in Marvel Zombies season 2 has been greenlit. I could think of a couple reasons why they went with this. The ratings were pretty good, apparently. I think this was like one of those not new reader friendlies, but like if you haven't watched the MCU in a while, you could just bounce into like this show, which is what so many viewers ended up doing. Okay, just the characters you know of in zombie formats. That's really it. You don't need like any more homework other than that. And also another thing, Kamala, since she's like the main character of this series, I think they just kind of want to keep her, fresh in people's minds because
The girl's not even in Doomsday?
No, why would she?
Yeah,
Exactly. Why she's not even in the next
maybe
film? Why would I worry about?
she's not going to be in Secret.
Keeping her fresh
She's
in
not being
mind?
in Secret Wars. They're not calling her back for Secret Wars.
No,
She hasn't been announced for Secret Wars yet, like a lot of other people already have.
If she's not in Secret Wars, bro, she must have really made Kevin Feige mad, bro.
Dude, there's so many A-list characters that are going.
The only reason I can see them doing this second season is because they're going to have a part of in Battle World for a second film. For Secret Wars.
They could do that, So yeah. I'm just, it's no secret that they really banked on Kamala being like a bigger name than she ended up being. Like but her character just really isn't working out with the public. So, but they still want to
people
keep
love her
Kamala.
character. It's just that she's never in stories. People are like, wow, that was a good story.
Yeah, but she was like the face of like industries that ended up not projects that ended up bombing.
Yeah, it was just like every time she was in a project, people are like, wow, I'm not sure if I felt about that story, but this actress did a really good job being Miss Marvel. That was like the common sentiment with this girl. She's
a nice character. She just can't be a headliner. That's the thing,
I think if she got the right story, she could have headlined something. Okay.
I mean, as great as her character was, she wasn't able to save the audience from Captain Marvel. So
which is funny because I think people like that movie more than the original. If I remember, people are like, yeah, this is actually
they did, but the villain being as bad as it was did not help anything.
Yeah,
and plus people are already so.
The other didn't help that people like Jeremy Jahns were actively lying about stuff they saw in the film.
Yeah.
And also the bar was.
You can check the review. Jeremy Jahns said there's not one part in that film where they're experimenting with their powers and learning to use their switch ability, which is just factually wrong.
There's like a 5-minute scene of them training, and he's like, "There was no scene in that movie."
And also, we can't forget that the bar was really low when it came to Captain Marvel's first film. So naturally, no matter how bad the second one was going to be, it was going to be better by comparison.
I still say if you put that movie
Oh boy.
closer, if you put that movie closer to the ending of Endgame, or if you put it like if that was like a Phase 2 MCU movie, people would not care. People would be like, "Oh, that was pretty good."
Yeah.
No, it
Yeah.
was no worse than any of the Phase 2 films. I feel,
Mhm.
but
Captain Marvel #1? Yes, it was.
what?
They
No, I'm
forced
talking about the Marvels. Oh, that's like I meant the Marvels.
they forced Captain Marvel to be a Phase 1 movie. Like,
Yeah, no, I was saying that if you put the Marvels next to like a Phase 2 film, then it would probably be people would
Yeah, it's
probably
fine. It's better. I would say it's about around Thor: The Dark World.
yeah.
Man, I still remember that Singing Planet thing. I was rewatching that movie recently, audience, and I remember skipping over the whole dance musical number because I had to go on a bathroom break. But then when I finally watched that whole scene, I'm like, oh no. Oh
He literally
Well,
skipped
that
the
no.
was
one thing they actually took word for word, bar for bar from the comic book. By the way,
that's fucking
No, I
crazy.
no, you could definitely tell that was supposed to be a bigger scene in that movie. They had to have had like a full on dance number, but they ended up cutting that down because they realized, okay, yeah, this was cringy as hell. What no no like
That was I think that was there more to show that see Carol's fun. We just haven't seen
yeah,
her fun side yet.
that's
yeah,
from the comic. It was adapted one to
No,
one from
that's
the
fine.
comic.
I'm saying that I feel like that's only in
No,
the
no, I'm
movie.
saying it's just funny that a lot of the points are about the one thing they did, like actual word for word, bar for bar.
no,
Oh,
The
Austin,
song, the dialogue, all of it's from the comic book.
Austin, there are things in the comics, yeah, yes, but there are also certain things that you don't want to translate that don't translate well
Yeah,
in the
but you
live
can't
action.
cry about comic accuracy, and then when they do it, be like, "Oh, that's not the one I wanted."
If that was in the beginning of that movie, then I'll give it to you that okay, it would have been more properly placed if it was in the
I think that would
beginning.
have been. I think that would have been worse in the
I think it was in the
beginning.
beginning of the movie. It'll make niggas walk out.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would
Because
have
I
been worse.
because this is the
That's
thing.
not a great tone setter for the film.
Yeah.
No, because the thing is, like the point we brought up when we did our review, right? That was almost after, directly after the exploding planet situation. With the scrolls.
No. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying like my thing is
No,
more
no,
like
we're not. Yeah, go ahead, Jake.
yeah. I'm saying like if that's at the beginning of the movie. First off, it would have nothing to do with anything. I
Hmm.
guess you could end it on their planet getting destroyed, and
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
have Marvel be like, "I gotta do something." But I don't know. It just seems kind of random that we're on this sinking planet when after
yeah.
last we saw Carol. I think that's just I don't think it really. If it was not going to be where it is in the movie, it should just not have been in the movie. That's my
Yeah,
take.
yeah.
I think you could have
Right.
pushed it back a little bit more if you changed why they went to that planet. If you went to that
Hmm.
plane to get something to try to find a solution about the sun, what was the main problem in the film? I think you could have placed the planet a little bit closer to the ending, like right before the
Hmm.
third act.
Hmm.
The problem is right in the middle of Act Two, right after a planet explodes, and then right before the big bad finally show up and do something.
Yeah. It was a tricky piece to put in the puzzle. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, we're still talking about Marvel Zombie situation. So yeah, as long as the numbers were there, they were going to want to focus on projects that actually do bring in results. And whether we
My
like the
problem is
quality,
like I don't see where a sequel can really go. If Wanda's power clearly didn't work, and we literally saw everybody die. It literally just Ironheart and Miss Marvel.
Mhm.
There's literally nothing you can do.
Well, then the answer is now we have to find a way to cure everybody, and that's the only way you
Oh
can
boy,
do
Yeah,
it.
that should have been the Infinity Stone when Hulk had the power. All of them
Yeah,
decided to do nothing with it.
yeah, it's true. That I did not like Infinity Hulk in that story. That was like the
no,
biggest like what?
they wrote themselves in the corner of that
Infinity
situation.
Hulk, Thor just kind of lambs up, get bit at first. So like, bro, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Being
No, before
depressed and being suicidal, two different things, guy.
ugh.
Uh,
My thing is like my thing was like Infinity Hulk's there and he's getting like struggling against an army, and I'm like, you're God. Like, what are you
yeah.
struggling
Just do the clap, just do the snap, and be done.
Didn't casual zombies pierce him
It
by
also didn't help
scratching
that
him?
Kamala, and it also didn't help that like they just lied. They kept saying Wanda needed Kamala to beat Hulk, but she didn't. She just had to touch him and take his power in 1 second.
Yeah.
What's funny? I like how in Endgame the problem was if Thanos even touches the gauntlet, we're dead. And then Hulk gets all the stones, and he's like, "No, I'll give him a chance. Like, I'll fight this."
Not
I was
only he
like,
has all
I
the
was
stones, he's constantly absorbing and redirecting the power of the stones from them being exploding with infinity power.
right.
And his idea was, you know what? I'm gonna punch and clap.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But anyway, like, I guess this is also another reason why they want to do a season 2 is because like they don't know what else to put in a time slot for Disney Plus, you know, because they have to put in
To
something.
be fair, I forgot to share this, but they did just announce they're going to do another Avengers show for Disney Plus.
Really?
a new Avengers or just not a young
Yeah,
Avengers
well,
or like
remember all the other Marvel news just came out with Let me see. I think I shared some of it.
Oh, unless something is
Oh, it was the same
concrete.
time when like Spider-Man mini series, the Spider-versity thing came out. They announced that. They announced Disney Plus Avengers cartoon is going to happen,
Oh,
and
cartoon.
a Disney Plus something else. Yeah,
Oh, if it's gonna be the quality of Avengers Assemble, then nah, come on, nah.
Avengers Assemble
well,
wasn't
I think
terrible.
it's supposed to be the quality of X-Men '97.
My thing, just real quick on Avengers Assemble, like it wasn't all bad. It had its
It really
moments.
It
was.
just
The dialogue was horrendous most of the time.
I think no, watching season.
the animation was cheat was
No, it
getting
definitely was
lazy
cheap.
almost,
I think
and it's more insulting the fact that it took away such a great Avengers show called
no, it
Earth's
did.
Mighty
That
Heroes.
was the worst. It replaced it
Yeah,
for
but that's
no
not that
reason.
show's fault.
Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah, it
replaced it
is.
for no reason, which I understand what people were upset about. But
No,
I mean, like I remember when
they
I watched all those shows in there. I watched like the Ultimate
they
Spider-Mans, the Avengers
no,
Assembles, and I
they
remember like watching Avengers Assemble. I was like, this one's better. Like, and
they
there's some episodes I genuinely like. Like I did like I think that period episode is like one of my favorites in
no,
that show.
no, I'll give you that. Like yeah.
I did like the couple I like the Doom episodes actually. The Doom episodes are pretty fun.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um except for some of them. There was like the one where like Thor had to be like go to an alternate timeline where Doom ruled and everything. I was like, this is kinda I like the way
Mhm.
it ended. Well, I did like the way it ended. I just didn't like the I didn't like how silly it made Doom because I like Doom and he's more serious. But I didn't
Yeah.
like how he was like, so Thor goes back in time and sabotages his time travel machine, and his robot goes like, so are we gonna try that again? It seems like the calculations are a bit off. He's like, why would I try it again? I'm Doom. If it was wrong, then it doesn't work. It would never
Yeah.
work. And it's like he just
Yeah.
cancels the whole thing. I'm like, okay, that's funny,
Mhm.
but
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't know. It had some good
Yeah.
moments, except until the later seasons. But yeah,
I just can't.
I was
No,
happy
no.
to have. I did like them doing like the actual like Thunderbolt storyline, like their creation from being the Master of Evil to the Thunderbolts. Like they tried to do faithful storylines for a lot of that stuff, and then for some of like, oh yeah, so Falcon's mom is here. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, I
And they had like
hated
the
that
whole like
episode.
Black Panther spinoff thing.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
I
they
don't even
had
remember that,
fucking
Jacob. Like the at the end, after the show was over, they came back with like Black Panther Vision Quest or something.
yeah.
We
They
had like
brought
nothing to do with the adventure. It was just Black Panther stuff.
they brought
yeah,
in
no,
his
yeah.
they brought in his brother. I recall in that show. Yeah, I saw clips of that. Hmm.
Not like what is this propaganda? Like what are you trying to do? Or where's Captain?
Right.
Yep. But yeah, Marvel Zombies audience. I'll watch it. If it's only 4 episodes, only 4 episodes. You know.
If it's
So
only 4 episodes, then I know they're not going to actually take the time to actually try to explain and fix and do all that
yeah.
stuff. I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's to keep Kamala relevant, Austin, because they don't know where to put her in the foreseeable future, you know?
Then let her
So
just not be relevant. They did with every other person.
they put so much investment into Kamala Khan throughout the past decade at this point that they are pretty much obligated to continue on with her, you know? I mean, that's just what I see. That's the way I see it, you know? So, all right. Any final thoughts on this before we move on, guys?
No, we're good.
Okay. Let's
I'm
move
just
on
Scarlet Witch is stupid.
to. All right.
All right. So
If they
anyway,
waited 1 year, we could have had Zombie Century and the actual start of a zombie apocalypse scripted.
so
Yeah.
I
They
got
could have had the Century serum turn him into a zombie from the gate, bro. And they could have opened up with the Thunderbolts and then we can be like that.
that's true.
Yeah.
I'll open this one. Thor is Kratos in God of War live action. A lot of people find this funny.
Right,
I'm like,
Hurst.
Yeah, David Hurt. Yeah, a lot of people find this like funny, and I'm already like, I'm kind of like, eh. I'm like, eh.
What do
Well,
you
to
mean?
be fair, it doesn't
Instead of
help.
being judge, I don't. Bro, they gonna oil this dude up. He don't look grease at all.
Right. I think my thing was I already am against a live action God of War shit because God of War is a movie anyway. Like
Yeah.
the first two, like 4 and 5 are already movies, and then I don't know if Amazon because I was talking about this with a friend of the channel, Tony. And I
Mhm.
was like, I feel like it's just gonna be like, oh, Kratos and Atreus are doing their journey, but we can't do that many fight scenes because of the CGI. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna have scenes where we do needless backstory to really quote unquote flesh out the characters and enhance the drama. Baldur's probably gonna get more. You're probably gonna get to
I
see
just
him later on Freya more.
So, okay,
Um,
so basically, you're saying me they're going to give us more content for
agree.
people to
That
hate it
story
for
for a
no
lot of these people are needed. The
yeah,
fact
They're
that
going.
we don't even in Ragnarok we didn't get a scene with Magni and Modi with their parents, or even them
Mhm.
talking about it in Valhalla was retarded.
yeah. To me,
You want to see them create the axe, don't you? Right?
that's
The
nice
No,
story.
to that's nice to
why?
know, but
I
for
don't give a fuck
me,
about that axe.
Mhm.
that's just but for me, it's not needed, and I always feel like whenever shows do this with like straight adaptations, that it's um, like it's not even like what people typically want. It's usually like just changing it. Like I think Last of Us was an example for a lot of people, whereas like I feel like a lot where people wanted a straight up adaptation, but what wound up happening was they were like, "Well, we have to reinterpret the story to make it work for this, this, and this," and it winds up just
Okay.
like making people mad anyway. I'm like, I just don't. I don't know. For me personally, it's not
Nah,
doing the thing for me. I don't know. It doesn't do the thing for me
I
personally.
disagree. I think Magni and Modi and a lot of other people need that stuff because Thor and them how they were in the portrayed in the first game is not who they are in the second game. So actually
Mhm.
getting scenes of them being how that were and seeing those scenes they keep talking about, I do think would do a lot for their character.
Mhm.
Especially when it
Do
comes to
you,
their mom and all that bullshit.
do you guys think we'll see the fight between Thor and Kratos' wife?
Most likely.
Yeah. Yeah. Just that was alluded to in the game, audience. So
Something
yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that don't make sense when they said it or drastically feel changed when you go to the next game. I do feel like a lot of that stuff does need context and does need to be shown.
Yep. So hey, just use the time wisely in this situation. Hopefully, the writers will take that into account. So
You should be more concerned about how they're going to do the flashback to the OG games because a lot of that
yeah.
stuff is seeming problematic now. So they're probably going to change a lot of that stuff.
Okay, we're not going. Okay, there are certain topless characters that they're obviously not going to display. So we could bank on that. Um. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll give us a glimpse of like him killing the gods. You can bank on that. You know. But yeah.
I think it's weird they didn't choose Judge, who's already the voice actor for him and wanted to play the character. Because the guy,
Well, does
he
he?
does the mocap and stuff for Kratos, so he already does everything.
I mean, can he? Does he physically look the part? Because like I'm looking at this image right here, right? Because I know nothing about the actor here, but seeing them side by side comparison, I'm
Judge is
like,
as tall as him. Judge is like 6'6".
okay, well I don't know what he looks like in real life, so I'm just basing this off of what I see right here with the actor, and I'm like, I can see him pulling off a Kratos.
I'm gonna
Just with
show
the
you
beard.
Judge in fam in his own thing. Okay,
Okay,
Judge
yeah.
Kratos.
Let me look up for myself. Let's see, Judge Kratos. Uh, okay, I'm looking at him.
So
Did they
Christopher
go with?
Judge does have a picture of him in like the full Kratos look
Uh-huh.
because past you don't gonna see him as he is regularly for like 10
Yeah.
minutes, and then he's gonna get ash and all that other stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to imagine him
So
as like,
I kind of wish they just kept Judge, and then they could have still used to do for Thor, so they're gonna still have to do Thor.
yeah, yeah. I'm just looking at him and like thinking like, would they go as far as to, pale up his skin? They will have
Yeah,
to. There's
that's literally
really
what
no.
happened. Kratos is a Greek man. He's way darker than this pasty white man. And then he gets the action that lights his skin. Judge was perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's no escaping that. I mean,
I don't
that
think
is
people
part of the
remember what Kratos
character.
looked like before he did this.
People are so used to his pale bleach white skin. So yeah. But yeah,
He was Greek and Roman. That he had like he had like an Egyptian type skin.
okay, olive, okay.
So either way, we're gonna get a stream. But the dude's already just naturally white or just dark.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
But
I'm looking up Kratos before
yeah,
he had
so but
yeah.
but doing so you could have kept the dude for Thor. So then they got to recast Thor and all his sons and other stuff. So that's gonna be a lot.
Mm-hmm. Just thinking, who could
Also,
they get?
Like I
Kratos
said,
is
I'm
just
sure the
gonna
dude can
sound
do
like.
it, but I don't know what his voice sounds like.
Also, Kratos is gonna sound like Thor, bro. Like he's already gonna sound like the biggest
That's
rival.
my problem.
Thor.
The same thing we have with DMC, where DMC casted the Nero voice actor who is Dante's nephew to play Dante.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
The only thing worse is if they had casted Heimdall to be Kratos. I'm like, fuck.
That'd been funny though. That at least been funny.
Yeah. Well, so what? We're thinking 2 seasons.
Bro,
Are
no,
gonna
can't find not play a trans. Let's do it, bro. Don't worry, I'll take it.
So what? We're thinking 2 seasons. Or are they actually gonna drag it out?
Yeah.
The courts are gonna drag it out. They're gonna have to do the first season is most likely going to the first game probably gonna get split into 2 seasons. Because they gotta do flashbacks to the old games.
I think unless they're filming back to back, first game has to be 1 season. Then second game could be multiple seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem is like that is very much like relying on kid Atreus who's untested, and this kid's gonna grow. So unless we're starting with him older,
Him growing doesn't change the fact that he'll still be untested.
I think like if you have a year, if he looks like even a couple years older and he's still untested, I'm gonna be kind of annoyed about it. That's kind of my issue with this.
That's one of the things you have to eat because seasons take more time, and they're not going to.
But I'm saying like
if they try to cram their whole first game to 1 season with all the other stuff doing that, they're going to fuck it up like hell.
I feel like Ragnarok's the one you could drag out more because then you could be like, oh well, he went to Asgard, but it was for like a year or something like that. I don't know. I feel like that's more safe for me. I don't know. They probably will drag it out, but I'm just saying. And my preference would be season 1, just God of War 4, and then 5 is just like you could stretch it out if you want. But
no, because I think half the season's going to be doing face stuff too.
And then Last of Us did season 1 with 1 season, right?
That's when 1 did season 1 very faithfully, besides acting, like actor wise. It was season 2 that Bill Druckmann decided to go back on his word and try to conform to the people who hated Last of Us 2, and then made something work for both people.
Hey, our buddy Tevi is in the comment sections saying this could go either way. Yeah, prepare for the worst. Hope for the best. Prepare for the worst.
Like Jake said, because the game's already a movie. As long as you stay semi-faithful, I understand that I care about the background stuff. I feel like a lot of that stuff is needed from the first game to the second game. Not getting anything with Maggie and Modi with their parents, and then them acting like they cared about them when clearly in the first game they didn't give a fuck. I think that's weird.
Yeah.
And I think so getting the scene of Thor actually attacking his son, all the other stuff that they said he did, that he said he did, but actually seeing the impact of it and not just the aftermath. I think those scenes can't help these characters. Really, because they get nothing in the Valhalla DLC, despite Kratos' deep regret and everyone else talking to Kratos when he fought him.
Yeah. So
I think that would piss me off more, Jake. That Helios and everyone else can talk to Kratos in the afterlife, but when he's like apologizing to them, they don't even get to say it. They don't get no line of dialogue.
Maggie and Modi when they show up. Yeah. Was it both of them or was it just one of them? I forgot. Because
you fight both of them.
Oh, but it's not at the same time. That's what.
Yeah, it's at the same time.
It's You
don't fight Thor again. Well, I thought could have been interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, because maybe Kratos would be guilty, like, if I hadn't talked to him, like...
I know, but I was thinking he was fighting the kids. I kind of wanted Thor to come in, like, as a cool thing.
Yeah. Or maybe Kratos... Thor should be in Valhalla. Well,
yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah, Thor should be going to his own trials.
Yeah, did he... Well, okay, so they have 2 different... But he died... He didn't die fighting, or do you count that?
He died the official way. He'll have to go through the normal way and then go through his own trials.
Yeah.
But I also think the make or break of the show will not be the Atreus thing. I think it's gonna be the Faye thing.
Really?
Because everything about her is cryptid. When you hear the first game about the mom, you hear stuff and it's like, but everything you hear from Atreus and Kratos does not match the stuff that everyone else says about her.
Huh.
Like
Well, I didn't.
you learn
I
about
didn't.
her fighting Thor first from Thor randomly mentioning this thing
Oh, you
familiar
meant?
when he
I thought you
does
were
the
talking about.
lightning bolt.
I thought you were talking about Frey. I was like, what are you talking about? I thought
No,
you were
no,
talking about Faye. Okay.
Faith, whatever her name
Okay.
is, the mom.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
We hear about the lightning bolt thing from Thor's point of view, where he's like, this thing's familiar. And then I think Mimir randomly tells us about them fighting once. Or it was some random comrade of hers.
Yeah.
And like the
Well,
character she is that you see is not the character that she was. But depending on how they portray this lady who's skinny as hell supposed to be the female Kratos, basically, based on the dialogue. I think it's going to say a lot about how the series is going to handle it.
yeah. Well, to be fair, Kratos was in the same department there. He's not the Kratos
Well,
we had in the racing game is not the Kratos we
well,
had.
no,
back
but you
in-
see,
No,
I
no,
think
but
no.
we
This is what I
saw
did.
that journey.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. I didn't have a problem with this one. I had a problem with Faye. It was more like because even if you've never played like 1 through 3 or whatever, like Kratos still has things about him where you're like, oh, he went through some shit. Like, oh, I know he did something because like the way he carries himself, the way he disciplines Atreus, the way he's like pressuring him about stuff that like bothered him when he was younger. That I know Kratos went through something, even if I never played against him before. Well, I look
Yeah,
at
you go
Faye.
by
She's
Faye, they act like she's the greatest woman of all time, the
right.
perfect female in physics.
Right, me not knowing Faye at all, and then her thing being like, yeah, Kratos, you can choose to be
I
better.
ain't gonna lie to it. Me and Jake was very disappointed when we saw her. Because the
Yeah.
way you talk about her, you'll think she'll be built like Sif at least.
Bro, they said she was like a giant. They were talking about like how like
Sif,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
she's supposed to be part giant, all the other stuff.
bro,
Sif
I
is an
made
Asgardian warrior woman. And she is like 3 times as big as this woman.
the
This lady
axe.
was a twig that's Kratos.
The axe made to fight Thor was made for her, bro.
Yeah.
So
And I was like, this lady did not fit the stories. And the stories did not fit who the person we made at all.
No.
So depending on how they want to girl boss her up, it's going to depend on like it's going to change.
when your character needs to girl boss to save it.
And which is more ironic because I would assume like she fought Thor during his prime, like prime being the not fat Thor, you know. So
no, this Thor was always fat.
Yeah, he was
always fat for a long time.
He just was not mentally as unstable as he is
now. Yeah, he's not fat in the sense of like regular fat. He's one of those old strong man builds.
He's Kingpin, bro.
It'd be like watching we just watch the World's Strongest Man competition. You see how they like those dudes are kind of fat built. That's how Thor was made.
Back during those days, the term was called beefy audience.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
I think for me, and I might give the show a chance. I might not. It depends on how I feel. I'm not horribly against the show. I just don't see a point when the game.
It depends on how they use their time. I'm fine with the flashback. I think for some cases it's needed.
Right.
But if it's just like over and over, or they're stressed out, I don't need a lot. Maggie and Motor don't need a lot. I just think they need something.
For me, though, I think my thing with God of War, because my thing with God of War 4 and 5 is like every time I watch a story, what carries me through, even when the story is stumbling, Kratos and Atreus carry that story. Like their interactions, their growth together, their bond carries that fucking story. When I'm done with Ragnarok, even though I have my problems with like Atreus just like fucking off, like when Kratos is saying goodbye to his son, it's like, damn, bro, like this is a really like I really love that. I'm really gonna miss this kid, bro. Like I'm really gonna miss him going off on his own adventures. Like fuck, bro. I need that in the show. If this actor doesn't have the same relationship with the Atreus actor that I felt with Christopher Judge and Atreus's actor, it's not gonna hit the same. It's just not gonna be on the same level for me. So I don't know. That's what I'm really hoping for. What's up?
What's a worse sin? Them having to darken up this guy's skin, or them having to whiten down Judge's skin?
What will the internet hate more?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get Christopher Judge, you already get brownie points, and then he just has to wear the ash anyway. So I guess it's like, is what it is. It's already built into the character.
If they show up and they showed like a flashback of the war of him fighting with Leonidas and him in the 300, all that stuff, and he's just the whitest man there. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Mhm.
So let me look at Christopher Judge real quick before we move on. I think the
Yeah.
reason they chose him is because one, he worked with the team before, and two, he has the face shape of Kratos, and Christopher Judge
Yeah.
does not. That's probably the only reason they chose him. But it is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. So, all right then. Any final thoughts before we move on? Because we still got a lot of other topics to go through.
Yeah, let's just go. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, Jake decided to go off today for some reason.
Yeah, bro.
Gotcha. Austin, you want to do the honors of this one?
Midnight Suns line up: Black Knight, Blade, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, Wong, or by Night, Man Thing. I'm fine with it. Because, like, I was one of the people who didn't want another Blade movie because I knew it was going to be either just the same stuff we already got, which we already got,
You know what?
or it was going to be some stuff where they were trying to rush his daughter and other stuff who
Mhm.
ain't been comics for 2 years. Same
And
so the
most
same
like-
problem Ironheart had, where they're trying to like rush these characters. They don't have any like real story things, so they're trying to like make up some stuff specifically for the show. And it doesn't work that well.
It doesn't. And most likely
So
they're going
going straight to Midnight Suns, I think was the best thing they could have did, and then you spin off Bleed from this. So he can have stuff to do other than just fight vampires.
Yep. And most likely I think they will have a different actor for Blade at this point, because I will imagine the original actor will see this as a downgrade from what he was expecting. So
Now they still promised a movie just after this one, I think it's fine.
Yeah. So
I think it's
what's
more the
the
problem that they wasted like 10 years at this point.
Yeah. And as far as everybody else goes, like, you know, you do want to keep these characters relevant, so I can see why they chose them. Wong, though, I don't know. Well, it makes sense why Wong
is here because sometimes Doctor Strange's on the team, but Doctor Strange's not Sorcerer Supreme.
Give that title back to Stephen Wong. Come on.
He never got it, so he ain't nothing to give back to. Stephen better earn it.
Yeah. I'll figure what happened in Doctor Strange 2 would more to make him earn that title back again. Like who, as opposed to Wong, who got
You mean
it
almost destroying the multiverse and then randomly leaving and not telling Wong where he went?
Yeah, to stop Scarlet Witch. Yeah, it was all.
You mean
I
at
think
the
he's
end
talking
he
about
just
No Way
ran off with Clea and no one knows where he is?
At least that's better than how Wong became Doctor Strange by technicality. You know, like
No, he didn't. He earned it while everyone else was gone. I think that's fine. He had 5 years to be the Sorcerer Supreme.
It was technicality because there was literally nobody else at the time to challenge.
Whoa, hang on. No one stepped up, bro. He was the one that stepped
that's
up.
not Wong's fault. If you can't get mad that Strange isn't Sorcerer Supreme when he left with Clea. He didn't come to take the title. He left. He's not there. He's still not there.
No. Wait. Crypto's talking about
it. Came back.
Yeah, Crypto.
No, I'm saying there's no point giving it to him because he's not around.
Oh yeah.
He's off with Clea running around the multiverse.
I think also the issue is it's not really shown when or how you officially become Sorcerer Supreme. We're just kind of like, oh, he's the Sorcerer Supreme now. So you know what I mean? Like we never saw the trials. We don't know if the rules are different or anything. We just kind of know that like, oh, Strange was that guy, and then he was gone, and then the powers.
It's not about power. It's about doing the duty and stuff. And Strange showed he's not doing the duty. He's doing other stuff.
Right. But he's doing it
the original Sorcerer Supreme, when Alien was attacking, stood on a building, said, "I'm going to protect this building." She didn't give a fuck about
I'll be right here.
He was supposed to do things in WandaVision, but they had to cut him out because check boxes weren't there, right? Remember?
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, they really should have had a magic person in WandaVision. That was still stupid. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, if Strange randomly shows back up, he's like, "I'm Sorcerer Supreme." I'm like, "No, you're not. You've been gone. You left Earth unprotected for months, following some random woman you just met."
I need to know I just want to know like what the rules are, the stipulations for the MCU for the Sorcerer Supreme stuff. But
if Doctor Doom was in the season 6, they can do the tournament at least and do tournament and torment.
Yeah.
Torment and trials. I mean,
right.
Yeah. Another surprise here in this roster is Ghost Rider.
No, that's not a real surprise. This is mainly his team. I think he's on every version.
Yeah, but like, no, well, they didn't really set the character up or anything. Like, we don't know if this is Johnny or Danny Ketch.
They didn't set up Sentry outside of Thunderbolts either. You introduce them in the film.
I guess you.
Everyone else here has something to go from except for Blade. So what you do is you have Blade be the guy who get the team together, like because we saw him meet Black Knight. You have Ghost Rider be antagonist at first, like halfway through, because a lot of these people got sins.
Have him be Danny.
And then you introduce whoever the main bad guy is, probably Mephisto or somebody, Dracula or something.
Gotcha. We'll see how it goes.
It also depends on which Ghost Rider, because they can easily just bring the Agent Shield guy back, because he was supposed to already come back for a TV show first, and then he canceled.
Robbie Reyes. Oh yeah, I remember. But nah, if you so much of his character continuing on is whether or not they want to consider Agents of Shield canon.
I think they will. They'll just do the same thing they did with Daredevil, when it was like, oh, well, something happened.
Yep.
Like, they won't tell you what happened. They're like, usually, well, something happened.
Mm-hmm. Now here's a question. This was also something that popped up in the article you showed, Austin. How do you feel that they didn't have someone like Elsa Bloodstone on the team?
I think not having Elsa Bloodstone is a bad look.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's too many people on this fucking team. I'll probably move Black Knight and put Elsa Bloodstone.
Yeah. Nobody wants a sausage party audience for all. Like, I think it was Fantastic Four that set up that dynamic.
And it's like he's the main, her and the other dude's like the main character. Like their bond is like really big and like World by Night. So it feels weird to have the next thing with him not have her in it.
Exactly, So that's a missed opportunity there.
Like she has way more justification to be on the team than Blade. Blade just fight vampires. She fight all monsters.
That's true. We'll see what happens, I guess. So most of the project that these characters have been in have been decent, at least. So let's just see them coming together will give that good spark.
It's an interesting team. It just, I guess, Ghost Rider and Man can be the heavy hitters, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, who would they have be the leader of this team? I don't trust Blade to leave a team. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's probably going to be Wong.
Yep, kind of has to.
Wong sucks.
That's okay, but that doesn't change the fact he's the leader, I guess, of the sorcerers and all that. So I assume he's going to transfer those skills to the Midnight.
Yeah, but he does that off screen. I don't see him lead them on screen.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's probably the greatest off-screen leader I've ever seen. I don't trust him on screen though.
It can't be Moon Knight after all, because hey, multiple personalities in that one head. You don't know who you're getting. So
yeah, it can't be Black Knight, so Blade the one who bringing him in.
I think it's just gonna be Wong. He already has.
Once again, by technicality, it has to be Wong.
Yeah, I think it has to be Wong. He has built-in leadership skills. He knows magic more than anybody here. Or he should, in theory. And
so you think it's gonna be like, oh, something is attacking, the sorcerers can't handle it, so he has to go around and get people to help fight.
Right. Well, I was gonna call Doctor Strange, but he ran off with this random lady on the street, so now I gotta get these guys. So
Doctor Strange has been going on for 4 years. I have no idea where he is.
So I'm gonna get these people, and they'll help me.
Have you seen Doctor Strange since 2020, bro? Help me.
Oh my god.
Gotcha. All right, then. You guys have any final thoughts on this before we move on?
Just make Ghost Rider cool, bro. That's all I care about.
Yeah. He just needs to be a cool.
I can't name one great Ghost Rider story, but I can give you 25,000 great Ghost Rider pictures.
He just has to look like a cool tattoo at the end of the day, audience. That's it. So, all right. I guess with that, let's move on, guys. Awesome.
It's a miracle that Mr. Miracle got a show.
Yeah. And the person we have to thank for all this, audience, is Tom King. So
it seems like this is the second.
James Gunn, because he likes slurping Tom King so much.
Bro,
Tom King is doing like 25 things in the universe.
Yeah, this is the second Tom King story getting adapted that I'm aware of.
And not even the last one. He said Tom King's working on like 3 other things.
Look, I'm just saying, like, Tom King used to be former CIA, man. I mean, come on.
God, I want money.
What does being former CIA have to do with anything we just said?
I want my money gun. I need my money.
Yeah, you don't think
you think he's blackmailing James Gunn?
Yeah, bro. He's a double agent.
CIA, man. CIA.
Gunn, if you don't put my movies, I'll resurface even worse tweets than the ones that already got you fired. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
When you
Nothing but
delete your tweets, you don't see them on Twitter, but it's on the CIA files, bro. We got the gun files, bro.
gun files. Yep, that's what it is. Anyway, also to follow up this news, we get word that certain other characters gonna be popping up. What, Darkseid?
Yes.
Well, Darkseid might pop up because it's all new guy stuff. So obviously that might happen.
You have to
The
have
problem
at least
is the problem is more that Dan's gonna keep saying they're not gonna build or do anything towards Darkseid. So I wouldn't put him in it, in my opinion.
Yeah, most you'll get
I
like
wouldn't show you he's around this early in the franchise and then not do anything for 5 phases and then just be like, oh yeah, Darkseid.
you'll get a silhouette of Darkseid at best, audience. Just like we saw Batman in what was it, Creature Commandos for that one scene, you know? So there's that. But
I think
Probably
it'd
to
be
tell
cool, like if all his appearances were like silhouettes, where it's like the PTSD from Big Barda and everything was from that planet. I think that could be fun.
probably
But if
have
you're
to
not
go
going to
because
actually commit to doing something with Darkseid within like the next 10 years, I don't think you should show him fully.
well, I think also the origin of the new gods needs to be explained. Darkseid's in it, so he's probably gonna be there. So.
Yeah. So.
But whoever they already casted the guy, right? They casted Mr. Miracle.
I would assume at this point they would have. Like,
Oh no, I know. I forgot. I thought that's what we're bringing. I saw it somewhere. I thought he was casted already, but
the main topic of this was the fact that Darkseid seems like he's going to be popping up in Mr. Miracle.
Oh yeah, Man of Tomorrow just started filming today too.
Yeah, he went back. He's back at the fortress, bro. He's going to work. He's clocking in.
Gotcha. But yeah, I mean that's really all the meat from this topic. So
I think it's gonna be good. The book is good, so as long as you adapt it straight, it should be fine. It shouldn't be a Creature Commando situation where James Gunn hyping it up and then don't live up to the hype.
That's true. That's true.
So,
God damn.
Well, it's just one of the things. If Darkseid's in it, that would be cool. Darkseid's cool, and if he's not in it, whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah. Gotcha. But all right then. You guys ready to move on to the next topic?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. So yeah, audience, we get our.
Why you got Jake on the screen, bro? That's crazy.
Bro, stop doxing me, dog. Jesus Christ, bro.
Oh man,
you see this shit, bro?
I knew Jake in real life had a really weird hairstyle here, audience.
Bro, I was listen. I was going through a phase, bro, and it was a different time, right?
Gotcha.
It was about attention, bro. I wanted some, and I got it.
All right.
But yeah, we got our glimpse at Baroque Works, audience, and I gotta say, all of them look pretty good. Mr. 3 looks like Mr. 3.
Oh my god, bro! I forgot this dude gonna be flicking boogers and shit for no reason.
Oh, what's his name? Mr. 5 or Mr. 4? I forgot.
The bomb. His power is bomb. He turned anything into a bomb. I think he turned anything of him into a bomb. So he flick boogers and dirt and grime from his body onto people.
He can also shoot some of his.
He also kick and punch and make you a bomb. Yeah.
He can also shoot air into the barrel of a gun and use that as ammunition. So yeah,
it's fun. Yeah, because his air, that way his spit, everything, anything of him is a bomb. What's funny? If this was introduced like now, instead of just if his first introduction was the flashback, I think the Oda would treat this fruit way stronger than this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because the idea that you can make bombs casually is insane. Then you add awakening, hockey, all this stuff. This dude should be a top tier dude.
Yeah, like I also like the idea that hey, all depends on the user of the devil fruit, So the potential of that fruit would never have been met with this guy, So I mean, heck, look at number 3, right? I forgot his name. That one candy guy from Big Mom, the one who had that giant tongue.
Oh, Sparrow.
Sparrow, yeah. Basically his powers is exactly like Mr. 3's powers, there really is no difference.
Yeah, just candy instead of wax.
Exactly, man. We all saw how big of a powerhouse Sparrow was, So, yeah. So, yeah, I like the designs of this. We did get a glimpse of number 3's wax powers, and I'll say, some effects are going to look better than others. It just looks like it literally just looks like wax coming out of his fingers, which yeah, there's only so much you can do with that. Let's see, Vivi.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
she
I don't
looks
know if you
okay.
remember. I don't know if you remember Cryptid, Miss Valentine, the one, the pink hat. Her
Yeah.
power is not a devil fruit.
Oh yeah, she's a painter. Yeah. It's
Yeah, but
just
it gives her actual
emotional
power.
based.
That's just straight magic shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, magic exists in One Piece. I mean, remember Basil Hawkins? Dude, his fortune telling
Yeah,
seeing
but
powers. His fortune telling seeing powers. That's not based on his straw powers, So
I know, but I'm just saying it's a bigger deal now with all the emu stuff going on. The magic is around.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a big world audience. It's a big ocean. So yeah. As for Vivi, she looks okay. All right. I mean, we're definitely going to see that. What's her perfume attack in action? So there's that.
Hey,
And
nobody trying to see that shit.
what? Who? Oh,
I don't even remember that attack.
our buddy Tevia is saying, "Who are these people?" Oh yeah, this is from One Piece. Tevia, the trailer for the next season. Don't know if you're a One Piece fan, so yeah. But they look pretty good. The one person that everybody's talking about, though. Okay, let me bring her up. Nico Robin, audience.
Now, is she supposed to have a very pronounced N on her shoulder to announce that she is Nico Robin?
No.
What?
Why does she have an N on her
What?
shoulder? Well, on her arm, there's an N there.
Uh, I don't know what that's about.
He probably did have that back then. I don't fucking remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
Just so
but
people know. Just so people know, I'm Nico Robin, bro.
No, to be fair, he was very already very famous in the world and wanted by the government. So I guess it didn't really matter.
Straw
I
Hat
gotta
Pirate
say,
Nico Robin
yeah,
representing, bro.
Well, this one she was evil. I think she takes it off as she becomes Straw Hat.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Gotta say, a lot of people have been, most talking about her from this trailer, and I gotta say, from the scenes we've
Yeah,
seen
most people been
so far,
crying. They've been crying that her skin isn't dark because the anime made her darker for no reason. Even though in the manga she was always this white. You know why? Because Oda thinks she's from Russia.
Yep. Austin, I can't wait to see when they bring up Jinbei because it was recently announced that Jinbei
He's
was
gonna
from
be
India.
black. Oh, he's black. All fishmen are black is official. They already did it.
But wait, Austin, Oda stated that he's from India.
He's
So
gonna be
that
black. Okay, I'm telling you.
the point is he has melanin, bro. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
I'm
Yeah, the
just saying.
point is he is not white.
I look at Jinbei. I'm like, he's just his attire alone, his shoes, his fighting style. I'm not thinking India when I'm looking at Jinbei. So I don't know how to go make that work. But as for Nico Robin, oh man, she steals the show when she's in town. Audience, like the way you see like her walking that hallway, and she has she uses her powers to strangle all the Marines and have one of them point their gun at themselves. I'm like, oh wow, this is femme fatale shit, audience. This is femme fatale shit. Let's see. Our boy Tevia saying the One Piece live action season was really good. Yep. Hopefully it keeps up the momentum.
I'm half and half.
Gotcha. So I
I
am
liked it for
curious.
what it was, but the way they not tied up the story kind of makes a lot of stuff later impossible. So it's like I wish they would announce what they're looking for as an end game for the show, and then I think I could be more on board with a lot of stuff they do. Because there's a lot of plot lines you just can't do based on how they did season one. If each season's gonna try to tie everything together, like what all along being with Buggy and all this stuff, you're gonna fuck over a lot of shit.
Yeah. They really. It's unfortunately a pitfall they have to face where they're trying to force so many plot lines in the span of like a couple episodes. But yeah, Tevye saying, I am I am curious to see how season 2 is going to turn out, and I'm hoping the quality stands out. To be fair, One Piece manga has the same thing same thing too. Yeah, definitely. Man, did they cast Wapple? I gotta ask that.
Not yet. Oh, I think it did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all did.
Oh, okay. Now I'm just curious because you do,
They gotta have to.
Chopper's
So we
gonna be
already did Chopper and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Chopper's gonna be in here, and we literally see Luffy wearing the same attire he wears when he fights Wapol. So, dude, that's gonna be freaky. I want to see him try incorporating that giant mouth of his. I want to see him like fight katanas, eat cannonballs, rockets, and all that stuff. It's gonna be dope. Yeah. As far as the designs go, how these characters are looking, like, yeah, they look spot on. Just based on seeing Nico Robin audience, I can't. I'm curious to see how they're going to portray Boa Hancock when she comes out because audience, Boa Hancock literally needs to be stealing show. You know, like she needs to be the person that the first time you look at her, you're basically turning into stone as it is.
She's
So
supposed to be the most beautiful woman in the world.
yes,
Like no debate, no question.
yep.
So they're getting Taylor Swift. I'm just
All,
kidding. I don't know. What
Her,
she's like.
her,
all
her
trying to do her
power.
dirty with that big ass forehead, but we let that shit slide.
Yep. Dude, like men will literally do whatever they want if like just by seeing her. Like even her wanted poster sells for a high price. Like goddamn, dude. Like so, yeah. We're gonna see what happens when they get there. But the trailer looks good. I'm eager for it. We already saw the Giants are gonna be part of this too, so the budget's
They,
gonna be
yeah, they
bigger
didn't
and
pull a
bigger.
four. They didn't pull a four kids and just skip Little Rock for some reason. Little Garden.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, god dang it, man! Like the budget's just gonna be bigger and bigger the more seasons this has. I'm just wondering when we're gonna get to the point where you're going to clearly see some budget cuts in this show.
That's why I think they need to announce an end game. What they should have did, like I think we talked about before, season one, when Oda
Hmm.
had that OG plan where he wanted One Piece to be within 5 years, where you did the Marine Ford, and where you did like where there was no Shibukai, you just went and fought the Yonko, and then
Hmm.
did the One Piece stuff. I think he should have did that for the live action because none of these people are gonna be around to adapt all that stuff. But how
Yep.
long seasons take? So you got to have a
Yep.
cutoff point like within like 5 seasons, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. True. So, third season time skip, I would think.
Well, I was like, how did he? Why did he think to do a live action show when the ending of the show is not even out? Like, how do you end the movie? How do you end it? Because
Oh
because he
boy.
because he can't spoil the treasure doing this shit, and he definitely not gonna do Emu in live action. That's insane.
I know. I know. I, it it's the roll of the dice you're going to have to deal with when adapting this. Like they just set themselves up for like impossible standards here. But hey, as long as we find some measure of enjoyment out of this. So yeah. So yeah, Austin. You have any final thoughts on this before we move on? Oh, there was also one more picture I want to bring up. But who cares about these two anyway? So.
Oh, you know who that is?
It's that from
Is that
Baroque
that
Works.
duck?
No, no, it was from Baroque Works. You remember they had that condor and that little small rodent thing who took pictures.
No,
Yeah,
bro,
they
I don't remember.
yeah.
Hell
They're
no,
minor characters. They're minor characters. Audience. That's what I'm saying. So,
I'm not
all
convinced this is real.
right, gotcha. But anyway, you have any final thoughts on this before we move on, Austin?
Jake, save us from this show, please.
I said I would only come back to the show when they told me what the One Piece is, and that's not happened. So
Gotcha.
Well, this show might tell you what their One Piece is, and you're gonna be
okay,
a One Piece of bikini.
okay. I just know that One Piece is the name of the treasure on the Grand Line. So
Yep. Gotcha. Anyway, all right, then, audience. I guess with that, let's move on.
yes, I found this out today. Okay.
Okay.
I had left a comment somewhere on a Code Lyoko post that was basically counting all the characters' kill counts. And some guy was like, "Yeah, man, I hope they keep the same." I was talking about like how good Odd's kill count was. Someone was like, "Yeah, man, I hope they keep the same energy up when they bring back the show." I'm like, bring back the show, what? Bring back the show. Like, yeah, the creators talked about it or whatever. So you might get something next year, or something like that, at the latest. I was like, what? So I actually looked into
They
it.
confirmed that, or did they say, "Oh, we want to bring it back"? Because a lot of
Uh,
shows say they want to bring shit back and can't do
right.
it.
So I looked into it, and so apparently the developers for the show, who like wrote the show, they said that they wanted to. They said that they are in talks to get the rights back because the reason Cole Lyoko hasn't come back is because it is a rights issue, and they have been. It's been an ongoing fight for years to decide who owns the thing. And so they were trying to get the rights so they can do a direct sequel to the original Cole Lyoko show. And then I was like, don't do that. I was like, don't do that. I love Code Lyoko. I think when I was a kid, I was one of like the few people who actually talked about it. Keep in mind, Code Lyoko came around the time when there were a lot of cartoon bangers, so somebody was gonna have to be at the bottom of the barrel. And Code Lyoko just unfortunately a casualty of the constant attention that other cartoons asked for. But it did get a full complete series. There was no shortcuts, no nothing. It's a four season show about these kids. They discover a virtual world, and they basically have to play a game with an evil AI. And if they lose, the world ends. That is the layman's version of explaining it.
Yeah,
Um,
he wants to play footsie with the kids.
Right. So there is and so Xana, the evil AI, he tries various schemes to try to break out of Lyoko so he can destroy the world. And the way that show ends, actually, they beat Xana in the second to last episode. And the last episode is this very well emotionally written episode about how they can't let Lyoko define the rest of their lives.
Okay.
They beat Xana, um, and now they have to let Lyoko go because now it's time for them to grow up. This was a great 2 years of their lives, but now they have the rest of their lives to grow up and figure out who they really are. And just because Xana isn't there anymore doesn't mean they still can't be friends. It doesn't mean they still can't be connected. They'll just have to find a new thing to connect over. And it was a very mature way to end the show because I know, like, it's basically telling you, like, yeah, it's okay that the show's over. It's okay that the story's over. You'll live. And I think doing a direct continuation right after that is kind of goes against the show's ending. So,
To
I
quote
have to.
Kylo, to quote
Okay.
Kylo Ren audience, let the past die. Kill it. No.
Yeah, I had this problem with Evolution, which I've almost finished. Evolution was the live action one of the live action canon sequels at the time. Now it's not canon anymore. That takes place after the show, and Zan is back. But also, there's like a new Illuminati organization, like evil Lyoko warriors. They have to fight, and the show just got into it, but there was never there was never a season two to really flesh it out. I thought that premise was fine, but it still bothered me that it goes in the face that just it existing in the same universe goes in the face of what Lyoko's ending was trying to say. So if Lyoko does come back, I want it to be a reboot. I don't want it to be a continuation. That just feels like a slap in the face of what that show was saying. And now that we're in the day where gaming is no longer this mystical thing, like back in the day, a lot of writers thought you could just hack into the internet. There's like a secret cyber world in the internet or whatever. There was like I call it cyber fantasy. TMNT did this. Lyoko was doing this all this stuff. But now that people have a more understanding of what technology is, it will be interesting to see a reinterpretation of like Code Lyoko's story, how to modernize it, the boarding school setting, all the other stuff. I would be interested in that.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to be in the same universe. But yeah.
Mhm.
That said, I mean, you guys have seen Lyoko's. What do you guys think? Would you want it to come back at all, or should they reboot it? Should they continue it? Like, what do you think?
I just think it's a memorable ending, like how the show originally ended. So, you know how I feel about these sorts of topics. If you end up strong, you won't leave your fans in a good spot. Like when you finally end a franchise,
Mm.
this seems like again they just want to bring a cash grab. Well, I should say a cash grab, but they just want more content to come about, even though it doesn't make sense for the show to come back.
Yeah.
But it
I
is what it is.
disagree. They clearly seem to
So,
have a plan and what stories they want to do in that world. And since they
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
created, I don't think it's just automatically a cash grab or cheapening
mhm,
just to bring something back. If you still have more stuff you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
if
I
Gotcha.
they bring it back, just don't make it a direct sequel. just pace it out a few years. You can have them branch out to have
But
their own thing, or
Mm,
find something else to connect them, and then have
mm,
here's
Xanax come back and bring them all back together again. But if you
mm,
do it
here,
like
here
literally the next day, that's terrible.
here's
right.
here's a question, guys. Would you be okay if like this is a new generation called Lyoko? Like this is a
Fuck no.
whole new set of kids?
No, that story is very much tied around. I mean, obviously you could write it well if you can make it work, I guess. But
I
that
mean,
story is very much
And that's what they do
eventually
their own
you'll
story.
yeah.
right.
I mean, like
Uh,
eventually you'll bring in these characters back. I assume they'll be grown adults at that point. You know?
I
Nah,
think I think. Oh, I mean, I'm not saying it can't be possible.
I
I
don't think
guess my thing, and also because you would have Jeremy's journal and his like logs, because he did leave a log in case something happened and they weren't around or like they bailed or whatever. So that still very much exists. Like there is data in the. They're like Lyoko has a thing where it's like, okay, well, this is what happened with the last Lyoko warrior. So here's what you got to do if you want to make it. This is all we learned.
Yeah.
So I mean, there is a mechanism in place for that story. It just wouldn't be appealing to me. It'll be harder to sell to me than just like the Lyoko warriors as we know them. But yeah.
Yeah.
Austin, you were gonna say something?
I think that would be probably the worst way to bring it back, in my opinion.
Really.
Anytime they revisit project stuff like that, it just always be nostalgia stuff. It don't really ever be its own actual thing.
Mm.
It just nostalgia baiting into the and then weighing people in, drawing people in, teasing your people and come back, and then they come back. The same thing Ghostbusters did with their last trilogy.
All right. Right.
Like that stuff happens all the time. I'd rather you just either do something or do nothing at that point.
I see that. For me, I think again, I feel more comfortable with a
I think
reboot.
that you can do it like a. I think if you do a movie, I think that could be a movie.
Oh yeah,
Like if
yeah,
you're going to fully end the series, I think that could be a movie.
yeah,
I don't think that should be the premise for the series.
yeah.
Then we're just
I
doing Star Wars trilogy, and they're just going to kill your people off eventually because the threat level. If he couldn't beat 3, you thought he gonna beat 6,
yeah.
4? I mean, he could like
They
bro.
could. It was like four
Eight
people.
people, I think.
I you know what they went.
Yeah,
You know
I
what the only reason I
forgot about the
want.
girl at first, the pink girl.
The only reason I would even want the same cast to come back is only just so William could get his like canonical comeback. I'll never forget how this dude broke out of mind control. They said you can't come back to Lyoko. He's like, but guys, like I want to help. I want to get revenge. Finally gets a chance to help, and then he gets mind controlled again in the final episode. I was like, come on, bro. So it pissed me off. But
Somebody in the creative team hates that character, man. That's what it's telling me.
I
You
love how
know?
Jeremy's reaction was like, I know Yumi comes out Lyoko because she gets her ass beat, and then she sees William Bowser. She was like, yeah, of course that happened. All right. It's like,
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. But I think for that would be the only reason I would have wanted to see the Lyoko Warriors come back just for William. But like I said, I mean, I hear Austin's idea that it has potential. Like maybe they've already decided, like they've come up with new ways to bond. They're still friends. It's okay. So now we can re-engage with this again. And to be honest with Lyoko, there's not really that much nostalgic stuff you could pull from. They were really like every situation they were in was very like situational based. Like there's not like a cool reference you could bring back with you, other than of course like the school
But that's
setting.
what I mean, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like the journey is going to be retreads of stuff they already been through because
yeah,
new kids going through similar situations.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that would be an issue. Yeah, I see your argument for that. I'm not really. I think the kids thing would be like. I know there's a story that could work. I agree with you in that I don't really want it. But if it was thrown in my face, I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna turn it away. I need to see what you're doing. My thing, I'm just more on team reboot. Cause I think the story ended just the way it needed to end. And I would like to just see a modern interpretation of it. Especially like a modern interpretation where like because now AI is a big thing, right? So it would be kind of
Mhm.
cool to have like a modern reinterpretation of like, oh well, this is actually how Lyoko was made. Now that most people like technology knowledge is more known to the masses, this is what it actually would make more sense to be. In the video game aspect as well, you could tie that in. We have more multiplayer games and co-op games than ever, so you can even incorporate that into like the Lyoko world building and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like a reboot for me is my main pick.
That's
But
why I don't want it, though.
oh, well, because you want to modernize it. You like it in that era it was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
If you modernize and start making everything legitimate, and then it's going to start feeling preachy when they get to the AI stuff. because how people see AI now, with all AI is bad. I don't trust them. I don't trust these writers who whole thing is the AI is bad.
Right.
To come up with an actual argument about the situation.
Right.
I don't think they're the best people to handle that idea.
That's fair. Maybe there's a good AI. Maybe there's a thing like that.
The better
I
because
remember.
the only good AI we had was the girl. They made a real person, so it wasn't AI
Yeah,
anymore.
she stopped being an AI.
Hey,
Yeah.
she
Oh
was
yeah.
never an AI. Remember
Yeah. Like I said,
when she was the daughter?
yeah, she was the daughter of Franz Hopper,
Yeah.
That's
who
even
made it.
worse.
Yeah, because he put her in there to keep her safe from like the government or something, and Xana was supposed to protect her, and then he just kind of went crazy. He was like, "Ugh, ugh." And that's why like Xana,
Oh, so he
but
was Galvatron. I
right,
see.
Galvatron, but Xana also wanted freedom, I think, and the only way he could do that was to get to Aelita because she had the data he needed to get out. The reason that they thought she was an AI though is because she can't physically come back to the real world because that part of her program is missing. Because when you go to Lyoko, you turn into a virtual copy of yourself, but she was missing the parts that let her come back, like the others can. And once they figured that out, they were able to fix her.
All
But
you're telling me, they're just doing Digimon. They're just digitizing themselves. That's all
yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying to me.
yeah, that's basically what it
Yeah.
is. There are episodes where like Xana actually like cuts off people's ability to come back to Earth. So if they like die, Lyoko, they die for real. I think that she did that to
Mhm.
Yumi once, but um, yeah, I think about the show. The show's like really good. It's really good. The escalations, but I think season one is a lot of like you just know the Lyoko Warriors are going to be fine because they can't lose for the plot to continue. But season two onwards is when like the stakes really ramp up, and now they can lose and suffer real consequences. So I highly recommend rewatching the show. But that said, I don't know if I even want it to continue afterwards. But I hear Austin's argument, and I'll be if they make it years ahead, I think I'd be more okay with it. But yeah, so
Gotcha.
mhm.
All right. Then. You guys, have any final thoughts before we move on?
No, I'm good.
By the way,
Okay.
yeah, if they make them in college or something, please don't have them all go to the same college. Some of these dudes are not making it to the same college. I'm saying that right now. They're not all
Well,
making it to the same college.
well they
I
can't.
watch the show.
Well, they can't even go to because Lyoko's at the boarding school, so there would need to be another lab. They would have to find a way to move the giant ass supercomputer because that's what Lyoko is, the supercomputer. So they need to move Lyoko to wherever they are, which I don't
Oh,
see them being
they
able to
could
do.
pull. They could pull Jumanji too, where it's like, so you're telling us after we promised not to do anything with this thing, you've been slowly moving it to here to where we
Right.
are
Well, just
to
in
fuck with it
case. I know
because you're
we've turned
scared
it.
this guy came back.
I had to be ready. Yo, if Jeremy, because Jeremy really was like the first Reed Richards character I met, bro. Because the way
Oh
that, like, there were episodes where, like, dead ass Zeta was like, I just need to get rid of Jeremy, and they all lose, bro. Like, it's just him. That's the problem. Like, I'll never forget when, like, his big plan was becoming a fake Franz Hopper, and then tricking the Lyoko Warriors into thinking that Jeremy's use of Lyoko gave Yumi an aneurysm or something.
Oh
Like she was like,
wow.
oh, actually, like Yumi has brain cancer because you kept putting her on Lyoko, and everybody's like, Jeremy, you son of a bitch, whatever. And then, like, and then Xana, and then like when Jeremy found out he was being punked, he goes up to Xana. Xana's like, oh my god, kid, get away from me! I hate you. Like, nah, bro.
Oh,
No,
wow.
that show was great. That show was great. No, shut up. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right then. I guess with that we should move on, audience.
Yeah.
So okay, move on to the next topic. Austin, you want to do this one?
Doomsday
Okay.
trailer number 4, Black Panther. You got to remember, for some reason we're delayed, so I'm talking.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Doomsday trailer number 4, Black Panther and Namor and Phantom 4 confirmed the return. The most obvious trailer.
Yeah. I want.
I think what happened around this trailer is more interesting than what happened in the trailer.
I was very put off of the fact that all the Wakandans have blue. It looks like they have blue designs in their uniforms now.
Yeah, it's to
So
show the alliance. They have both. They got both Wakanda vibranium and the Atlantean vibranium now.
okay, okay, work
I think
together
they
as a
did
person
that
that
because I think
killed.
they're going to make like I think they're going to pull with the comments. I don't know if you remember Cryptid. Well,
The
Black Panther
flying
has
whale.
two different vibraniums. You had like the regular one. It had the
Mhm.
anti-metal. I think they're going to
Yeah,
make the Namor version like the anti-metal, and that's how they're incorporating both.
I guess that it will be something for Namor to have one up like the Wakandans, I guess. You know. As far as the blue design goes, yeah, why not? I mean, hey, it's not like this guy killed their former queen, but yeah, you know. So, yeah,
It's not about the design. It's their type vibranium is blue. It's just
okay,
an alliance.
okay,
They're not
gotcha.
repping. They're not repping Atlantean.
Okay, just want to
That would
clarify.
be crazy. If this movie comes out, they're like, "Oh yeah, Shuri and this dude are married." I'm like, "No, what the fuck? That's different. That's a
which is
different
what
thing."
which is what people certain shippers want. Yeah,
Yeah, that went out the
Yeah,
window
but
when her mom died, yo.
yeah. Shippers are
yeah,
crazy,
but
audience.
apparently it's literally just the alliance has been forming. They have another way to get to Wakanda and from to Talahan and the word Talakon, wherever this shit was called. All that
Yeah, yeah.
stuff. They've been working together and making new stuff together.
Hmm.
And this outfit apparently is a part of that. My problem would be if the helmet has blue as well.
Oh,
Because I'm fine with the outfit. I understand why you're incorporating both. But you're being the Black Panther and representing Wakanda itself. I do think at least the helmet, the symbol of Black Panther itself, should be pure regular vibranium.
okay, okay. Hopefully they'll think of that when they get the final product. You know. As for let's see the other designs we see here. Namor looks okay. I mean, they're giving him like I don't know the proper name of that suit of his is, but like the royal suit he has,
They,
not the speeder
they,
one.
they gave him a jacket, basically.
Yeah, you know. He's no longer wearing the earrings, so we get the full scope of his ears. You know, I, s- I would
They
assume
actually
the
changed the
actor.
shape of his ears, by the way, from the last one.
I mean, I would assume that the actor might have had some input on that too. You know, like less strenuous work on his ears. You know, so yeah. As for Ben Grimm, he looks like Ben Grimm from First Steps, so
I'm
that's okay.
disappointed.
Really, you want to see his shirt off?
I don't know if you remember, we saw. No, I don't know. I'm not one of those weirdos who think I need to see this nigga rock nipples to be happy. Uh, but I don't know if you remember, we saw Reed and Sue's design, and everybody else got jackets.
Huh.
Why didn't Thing get a jacket?
Ooh, ooh.
It's like when they did Reed's outfit, remember? And it was like, why is he the only person not with white around the collar? That's how I feel right now.
He's a leader, man. You know, like he has to stand
Being a
out.
leader doesn't mean your outfit has to be worse than everybody else's.
uh, but yeah, we're bound to see a different design of Ben Grimm in this film for merchandise reasons. So you know, hey, let's reserve judgment until we see the final product. You know,
Um,
so
so the main reason I want to talk about this trailer was the discourse behind this trailer.
mhm.
People are very unhappy for obvious reasons. If you're a Black Panther T'Challa fan,
Yeah, yeah.
because this is a moment that really should have been for T'Challa. This is the guy who his first appearance was with the Fans Four.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't even think of it that way.
Like so Wakanda them this Wakanda being like this and meeting him fans for what kind of was a slap to the face to the T'Challa fans who already kind of basically lost everything
Yeah, yeah.
because of the way Marvel is handling the character now.
Uh-huh.
So like
Um, yeah.
I get the people who are mad.
Mhm.
T'Challa gets erased from basically everything. Everything Black Panther coming out besides the comics don't have him in it. And then this happens where you don't even get to meet the people he first showed up in. Sure, he wasn't even thought of like 10, 20 more years.
Damn. Yep. Dude, you think anybody's gonna
So it's like,
mention?
damn.
You think anybody's gonna mention anything about T'Challa when they meet Shuri? You know?
Well, they shouldn't. They have no reason to tell the fans for about him.
Yep, yep. But it's what it is, man.
The only way you're getting T'Challa now, if they age up the kid like they keep teasing there, might, and he becomes Black Panther.
Which they have to, you know. Hey, Black Panther 3 is already a greenlit project after all, audience. So, you know, that's all Washington confirmed it in case people needed a reminder. So,
Yeah.
oh.
Ryan Coogler, Denzel, and a bunch of people confirmed it.
Gotcha. But we'll see what happens, you know. So, yeah. Is this going to be the last trailer they have? Or the last teaser?
For a while. Apparently, Kevin Feige said y'all should pay attention to each trailer because they all are clues to something.
It seems like the common theme between all of them is children protecting our children.
I disagree.
What do you mean?
I think number one would I think one with Steve is birth.
Okay.
I think the one with Thor. I think all of them represent something that's going to represent like the end of time. Birth, death, birth, rebirth, which kind of was. Well, look, Captain America. I guess that's what he said. Captain America was birth. Thor would be kind of like death. Thor's at the end. This is his last battle. He's saying himself. This is it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then the third trailer, the X-Men, Thor's end. X-Men is death. Just straight up. They tell you straight up. Death. How you face death.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Wakanda trailer is how they're facing it. So I think the first trailer, whatever Doom's doing, is going to be the birth of something, and then something else, and then the death of something, and then the fight. I don't know how you put these clues together, but I think that's the thing. I think it's death and rebirth.
Okay. We'll see what happens when.
Because he kept saying, you got to pay attention to the theme and the stuff of this trailer, and it will tell you a lot about the movie.
Ooh. All right.
I doubt it's just over.
We'll see what happens. But all right, you guys have any final thoughts on this before we move on?
I do wish we got like at least a 30-second Doom trailer at the end of all this.
They're saving for the big
you don't have to like reveal Doom, obviously, but I would like a small trailer like of him. Because when you talked about it, I wanted the Power Rangers thing. I wanted Doom voiceover over a trailer. I think that would have been very fun and interesting.
Yeah. The Shattered Grid trailers, what we were talking about, audience. You have like
doing the multiverse thing, these moments. I think because it don't have to be like obviously don't have to be canon to the movie. It'll just be him showing how he viewed everything. I think that could have been a very cool trailer to end it with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Wakanda and Hanson 4 coming back, what we already knew, is the hype they thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm. I know, right? But we'll see what happens. But all right, then. I guess with that, we should move on, audience. We got a lot to go through, so it's all the media news, dang it. So go ahead, Jake. Go ahead.
For years, I did ask for a Starfleet Academy show. I thought Starfleet Academy show would have been great in the old era because this is when they actually gave a damn about how Star Trek looked and felt at the time. I thought it'd been cool to see, like, when Wesley Crusher in TNG, the kid on the ship, goes off to Starfleet Academy. They could have done like a spin-off about like, well, these are the adventures of Wesley Crusher. Oh, hang on, we had a comment about the last topic. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on.
From X Punisher U1C. I don't care about Avengers Doomsday. Just give us X-Men. Just give us Kitty Pryde. Give us Phanatics. Give us Rachel Summers. Give us Monette, Saint Cotrix. Give us Mystique and her wifey Destiny.
So you're just saying they rush the X-Men and fuck up all my stuff. That's basically what you're asking.
Yep. You'll
probably get Kitty Pryde, and I can see a world where they do rushing.
It's qual. You gotta think
realize they rush to do enough things y'all want. It's just going to be bad, and y'all gonna be mad about it.
Yeah. You got
I
also
see doing Kitty Pryde and Rachel at some point. Rachel and Mystique obviously is a layup.
You got also
go back to Jubilee.
you gotta also remember it's quality over quantity in this situation because like there's only so much screen
I
time each character can get. Because like in the original X-Men movies, a lot of the characters there were obligated to just their powers. Oh, that person, he's just the one who can multiply himself. That person, all he does is just turn into metal. That person, all he does is just stick out his toad tongue. That's literally all the extent of their characters because there's so many, you know. So
But
yeah.
they were
people
also
only
properly
care about
built.
and properly built to these characters.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Mystique and Destiny could come in at any time. I feel like, or you have Kitty
Yeah.
Pryde as well. Like
Oh,
half of these people you could see, but
Yep.
I don't think.
but
I
yeah.
think
So
if you're X-Men full on from the start and actually trying to do it right, I think they had to go in order when they showed up. I think you had to actually do the original team and then go up from there.
all right.
I don't think you
But
should be rushing like Age of Apocalypse of all stories
No.
again, or rushing to do Phoenix and stuff again, just to get these other characters that people want to go ahead and see.
Just started off with Mojo World. Is that too hard? You know, something
You do the
simple.
classic X-Men, new Magneto and stuff, so you can set up the new basis of these characters,
hmm
and then you go to like Critter said, Mojo,
He's a
and
level. He's a
then
movie world building. You
Arcade.
know.
I think Arcade could be a really interesting
hmm
movie villain. Arcade and the video game Murder House stuff, that could be a very fun, slightly horror X-Men thing.
It
It'll
would
basically be
be.
X-Men and Star. That'd be very fun to see as a film.
hmm Yep. So
If you want
yeah.
to do Monet and them, I think you save that for the TV show stuff. I think that could be like not X Force. What it's called? What the
X
investigation
Factor.
is called?
X Factor.
X Factor. I think
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff come up X Factor. You rushing
hmm
to racial summer of all people means doing Age of Apocalypse and all that, fucking that up, and bringing her to the present to be wasted later.
Yep.
Because no, we don't need Jean Grey and Rachel Summers doing the same stuff.
hmm
you can get Mystique and Destiny in a Disney Plus show. I agree, Punisher. We can do that. I mean, they're just
That's what I'm
you
telling
just
you.
you put they're just antagonists. You
Well,
can Punisher.
we all know they'll
I'm
make.
not gonna speaking Destiny. I think that's
We
fine
all
Mm-hmm.
because
we
you just
all
do the Brotherhood. Just have fun with Brotherhood. There you go.
we all know they'll
All the
canonize.
stuff proper about
We all know they'll canonize what happened recently with the birth of Nightcrawler's revelation in the comics. So,
There you go.
yeah, yeah.
I also don't think they'll be Kitty Pride because of all the stuff with the other actor for Kitty Pride.
Yep, yep.
I don't think they're going to
Yeah.
jump into Kitty Pride. I think they'll do Jubilee or eventually will end up with Kitty Pride when they decide to do like Magic Colossus.
Yeah, true.
But
But let's get
yeah.
back to the main topic. So,
Yeah, so I always wanted a Starfleet Academy show in the original setting, the original five. For people who don't know, that's Enterprise, TOS, TNG, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. These are like this was like the reason I say this era was because this is when Star Trek was the most cohesive in terms of its vision. I mean, really TNG onward, but it was the most cohesive with its vision.
So,
It knew what it wanted. It knew what it wanted to be, and it wasn't perfect. And there were issues, even continuity issues within the shows, to be fair, but they still, the aesthetic of Star Trek, the vision of Star Trek, the world of Star Trek was still consistent and coherent, so you can forgive a lot of these things. Um, Now they did a but and so apparently the show was trying to be made since Jonathan Frakes was young, and now they couldn't figure out how to make it work. I guess um they just I mean they had experimented before with D Space Nine, and D Space Nine was successful. But that's like the biggest deviation they had from the let's not do a exploration story of the week setting. Let's just have like a stationary plot where we're just having characters interact in the Star Trek universe in one particular space. And they haven't really experimented like that again. Usually the rest of Star Trek is just exploring the stars and meeting new races and all that stuff. So maybe they just had cold feet because it was like, well, now we don't know how to do like a teenage show or like a young adult show in this setting yet, and they just didn't know how to make it work. I guess that's the only thing I could think of. I think it would be simple, but it's whatever.
they think that's also
Um,
struggling to just find a way to not just have it be mostly in the classroom and stuff.
that's what the modern day explanation. That's what Alex Kurtzman didn't want. I don't know what their reasoning was for back then, But so the show keeps getting brought up throughout the years. Now we're Alex Kurtzman is in charge, unfortunately, and we're in New Trek, and New Trek has been very hit or miss, mostly miss for the general audience. Um, I think the biggest hit they have, unfortunately, is like Lower Decks, right? I think it's like
Ooh.
that and Strange New
Star Trek
Worlds.
was, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like the only
Lower,
two
Even if I'm
hits.
lower
actually
decks.
close to Star Trek, it'll be Strange New World. You didn't
Yeah,
talk about a show that people like, even though they don't give a fuck about Star Trek, it'll be Lower Decks.
yeah,
I mean, lower decks has a brownie point of it being more
Lower
comedic,
Decks was
right?
basically just Rick and Morty in that universe.
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Um, and
I want to say
so
Rick and Morty style humor in that universe.
right, which doesn't
Mhm.
if I'll be fine if it's its own thing, but it being canon to TNG just does not hold up for me.
Yeah.
Um, and so now they did Starfleet Academy finally, and I felt like this could have been like a way to reset the board. And it felt like they felt the same way too, because this story actually takes place post Discovery's ending. It is a pseudo sequel to Discovery. So at some point in Star Trek Discovery, the characters go to the far future where the Federation has all but gone, and they had to rebuild it, from my understanding. And this is kind of post that. And then the Federation also broke down again because of the burn, and now they're resetting
I thought
themselves
it
again.
was Voyager, not Poison that.
No, because Discovery takes place before Kirk, but then they jump to the far future past Voyager at some point, and they got stuck there. So then so it's really more of a continuation of that show than it is Voyager, even though it has a Voyager character in there. Um, so this show was made with that in mind. It's basically like a let's clear the deck and restart the Federation thing, which I thought they really should have done to explain like the futuristic technology they keep wanting to shove into these shows. Alex Kurtzman doesn't seem to understand that when those shows were made, the technology was very intentional. Like when TNG was made and all the other stuff. As far as the original five are concerned, the shag carpeting and TOS and like the bright aesthetic, that actually did happen. Like the women wearing skirts, that actually happened in that universe. There's an episode of Deep Space Nine where when Cisco goes back in time to the original series, they literally just they take an episode from the original series and they put the DS9 characters in it as background characters. So it works like you're watching Trouble with the Tribbles, right? And if you watch that show, they're that you just watch that episode, you don't think anything of it. And Deep Space Nine has an episode where they go back in time and they self-insert themselves into key scenes in that show where you could believe they were there, but it doesn't fuck up the episode, basically.
Mhm.
It was really cool. It was actually like it's one of my favorite like artistic uses of nostalgia. And I really loved it. But that said, that show canonized that Star Trek is very serious about technology. It exists in a certain way, and yes, even if it looks goofy, it happened. And with the modern shows, they always had a problem with like technology being too futuristic for when it was. Like their interpretation of the original series era, they already had like holograms and shit, even though they didn't have that until Voyager. So da da da. Anyway, point being, Starfleet Academy is a way for them to be far in the future. They can do whatever technology they want and not have to care. And also they can do whatever storylines they want almost. Because it's so far in the future, no one cares. Um, is the show actually good though? I think it is a 4 out of 10 right now. But
Oh,
um,
wow.
not without merit. It has some good qualities, but it doesn't escape the problems I have with New Trek.
Gotcha.
And I've been alluding to it throughout this conversation, but it's more so the fact that there is not anyone on that set who seems to understand the original five stories, like that era, but they
Okay.
keep shoving things in that era. I have
Huh.
no problem with the Star Trek reboot and them changing the way the Federation is because I'm not thinking about that era anymore. I'm thinking about what you're trying to say. But when you say Voyager happened, now I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, on Voyager, people act a certain way. The Federation treats themselves in a certain respect and I'm holding your characters to that standard now. Um, one example of this is the main captain character, whose name is Captain Aki of the starship Athena. I hate that ship. That ship looks fucking gross. And if I can get a picture, I will. Um, but uh, go ahead, Austin. Were you gonna say something?
I say you're a hater.
Oh, probably. And so, but She is a captain. The captain in every show of Star Trek is the center character of each show. Instead that every character doesn't have their own thing, but it's that the captain is the main character. They're the tone setter. They set the stage for what the other characters, how they operate, all this other stuff. Each era is defined by their captain. They're the poster boys. So, and also in universe, captain of a starship is a pretty prestigious position. Even if you don't have a very important starship, it is a big deal that you became a captain. Okay, it's no different than becoming a captain in the Navy because the Starfleet is based off the Navy. That's the real life
Yeah.
allegory, right? So when I see a captain on duty around her crew sit like fucking this, I get a little upset. I'm not gonna lie to you, I get a little upset. All right,
A senior operator, by the way, audience.
yes,
She what, over 100 years old? That's what you told
yes,
me, Jake. Okay,
yes.
so
She's the now
She's
she's like
happy.
I've seen her argument is like I've seen everything, so I don't really. So I've seen everything. I know when to break the rules. I know when I don't. And on set, the reason they did this is because the actor did this on set, and Alex Kurtzman found it funny. My problem with it, and people would have been
that's a bad argument. Like,
right,
I found it funny, so let me put this in the show. Like,
right. My argument, people are like, "Wow." There's a lot of people who are like, "Wow, this is so cool. Look at her, just she's like girl boss in it." My problem is like, this is not. This is not Guardians of the fucking Galaxy. Okay, this isn't
Mhm.
Star Wars. This is a military operation. Okay.
Yeah,
Military people follow strict rules of conduct. Why?
yeah,
Because you're trying to enforce it throughout the ranks. It needs to be a seed of unity. Now, it's not to
yeah,
say that the Federation isn't as intense as the military, of course. There are some laxness allowed depending on your captain, but
yeah.
like, not this. This isn't your fucking house.
This
Okay?
kind of seems like the behavior you will get of like a new rookie just coming in, not somebody
Right.
who actually is a instructor,
Yes, that's the other problem. I'm glad you brought up an instructor because she's not just the captain, she's the principal, right? So there's a
Okay.
character on the show. He's
Young
on the
Will Smith.
post. Say it again.
I call him Young Will Smith.
Yes, young Will
Yeah.
Smith, as Austin calls him. He's at the bottom left there between the two girls. Um, he is the troublemaker. He was in prison and he's looking for his mom, and Starfleet Academy is a way for him to look for his mom, right? His thing is that he causes trouble everywhere he goes. He gets people almost killed with the shit that he does. And Captain Aki wants to rein him in and make him more of a model citizen to the point where she calls him into his office and he doesn't address her by her name. Like she doesn't address her like in a respectful way for like a military cadet. And she says, "No, you're gonna refer to me as captain." And I'm like, "But you don't even respect the rank." So
Yeah.
like, what the? This isn't even like. People think like I'm not just mad at this, even though she does this 3 times in the episode. She does this 3 different times. There's a villain on ship, and she wants to curl into a ball and just like, "Hey, all right, guys. So what's the fucking plan?" I'm like, "Get up."
Doesn't
Uh,
doesn't she walk barefoot too? Isn't that a
yes,
thing?
that's what she walks barefoot on the halls of Starfleet while there are students around trying to understand what their expectations are. Seeing one of the highest people in rank here walking barefoot. And then when she has the nerve to tell the guy, like, "Oh, you have to respect my rank because I'm the captain." Like, shut up. I don't respect you.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. That shit's so annoying. And I guess I'm more, but it shows like, but people who cheer this on, I think it just shows like how much the prestige of Star Trek is ruined. It's no longer a world you can escape to. It's just kind of whatever you want to fucking do. All right.
Mhm.
If you want to like break rules and like in lower decks, if you want to break rules, talk bad about your captain, fuck over the ship, do your own thing. Who cares? The captain will forgive you. Whatever. It
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. Like if you want to,
More because the captain's her mom.
right?
So
Yeah.
that means she have less leeway, but for some reason they give her more leeway.
Yes.
Mhm.
It doesn't if you want to break rank at any point in time, regardless of what's going on in the situation, you can. If you want to make light of a situation, no matter how severe it is, you can cuz like it's not Star Trek anymore. It's a space story. It's about
Mhm.
faith and belief, not about like we are the fucking like the point of Star Trek isn't space. Like people make it about like space. Like that's the thing that hooks you in. It's really about how humanity has gotten to the point where we become the best we can be, and we're improving every day. And Starfleet represents that. When you wear a Starfleet uniform, you are not representing yourself, you're representing humanity. Okay?
Yeah.
So like if you're not taking it seriously, get the fuck out. Like that's kind of that's my mindset with this.
Yeah.
And it's not something I'm making up. Like there are episodes, there was a character called Ensign Rowe in TNG. And she was like the first time she shows up, she was like a prison character. She's like from Bejor, which is where like a part of the story takes place. And she's disrespectful. Like but she's assigned to the Enterprise because they feel like the Enterprise can help straighten her out. Picard at one point, like she does like two bad things, and Picard takes her to the room. She's like, "Listen, like I'm gonna be real with you. If it were up to me right now, I would kick you off. And if you keep doing this, I fucking will. But like, you are not gonna disrespect my seat. You're not gonna disrespect my crew. You're not gonna put them in danger. I'm not gonna accept this behavior. If you do this again, you will go straight to prison. I don't care who gets mad at me. I don't give a shit. All right. That was like the level the Federation was at. You don't get to just disrespect the uniform, the suit, the ship itself, and get to be in Starfleet. That's just my little rant here because I'm just like sick of seeing this shit in Star Trek. This is like that was Picard. Let alone if you did that to Captain Sisko. Oh hell no, bro. I remember Voyager. There's a character called Tom Paris. He was like a troublemaking character. He was like kind of like the rogue bad boy, whatever. One time he got the crew in danger. He was doing really good. He was rising to the ranks. He became like a high-ranking officer. He was like at the meetings. He was like one of the senior officers, right? Fucks up one time. Janeway says, "You put my whole crew in danger. I was proud of you, your growth and all that other stuff, but you disrespecting your rank like that, I'm demoting you for the rest of the series. You're back to lower decks." That was the end of it. Never. They don't even try to bring him back. He's just stuck there for like the rest of the series. So like when I see shit like this, it just pisses me off. That was like my main gripe with the show right now. But there are other things as well. That was just my thing. Another problem I have with
by how
these like
easy
just
so scripted. I told you last. I'll tell the audience. The main character, well, the moment he gets on this ship that leads them to the academy, he puts out a message to his mom, just a message out in a secret wave, like a secret message, like CIA type stuff. Pirates pick it up, are attacking the ship, almost destroys it immediately. By the way, it was bad. People, two teachers almost died. One was pierced and everything. And then he helped save the day after doing it. And his punishment was, all right, so you got to stay here with community service, or you can just leave and go free.
What?
That was it.
What?
And I was like, so not only do you not take your role as captain seriously, you will put your personal feelings about this dude ahead of everything. Because that's what he did was insane. Day one. It's only been gone for 10 minutes.
Wow.
And then cryptid. So she revealed that he had the systems 7 more times. So he just kept doing stuff. And he just let it happen.
Wow. This feels like this feels like a group of rebels trying to write what a military school should be about. And
I remember an episode of TNG when Data was in charge of the ship and Worf got mad at him about something and reprimanded him in front of everybody. Data said, "Hey, Mr. Worf, come here." Goes to the other room. He's like, "Just so you know, like everything you said could have been correct. I don't care about all that. You do not have the right to disrespect me as the captain in front of the crew. If you have a problem with me, come over here to the captain's quarters, call me over here, and we could talk. But you don't disrespect me in front of the whole crew." And Worf was like, "You know what, man? You're right. My bad. I'm sorry. I should not have done that. I hope that doesn't ruin our friendship, and I will never do that again." He's like, "Don't worry about it. Let go on." Like this, it's just like I miss that professionalism with these characters. And like, it's just that level of stuff. It's just missing. And so,
it's a military school at the end of the day, audience, and you expect these sorts of behaviors to be chiseled out like in the first week, you know? Well, not in the first week, but it's something you gotta be serious. You know?
Military, like episode 2.
Right.
See, this is the regular Starfleet Navy, but they introduced like the Marine Corps next door.
Right. The War College, they call it.
Wow.
But yeah, that's just my. But this has been building up with me with like watching all of these shows, just like the more casual, lax nature of Starfleet, as if they aren't like. I know they aren't on. They won't call themselves a military, but they pretty much act like the military. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Like they're not gonna like. They're explorers first, but they operate with the military mindset because they have to. Because everybody has to be.
Yeah.
You're representing us, so you have to be like in the
Mhm.
military. But the rest of the show, I think the problem I have with it mainly comes down to like it's not really finding its ground with me. There are things I like. I love the history teacher. I think she's like really funny. I like
Mhm.
so she's like the temporal something teacher.
Mhm.
Her thing was that she's a time traveler from like 200 or something plus years ago, and she's just kind of stuck in the future because they can't bring her back. So
Yeah.
she's just kind of grumpy about it. She's just like, man, like life sucks, but you know what? I'm here. I'm teaching. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
that's pretty cool. She's my favorite character right now. As far as the main cast goes, I like the Klingon. The Klingon dude right here. Let me break him up real quick.
Mhm.
Um, this guy right here, I like him. He's like a Klingon. He's a half Klingon who wants to be more scientist, but he still got his Klingon honor shit going on.
Okay.
And so but I like him. I don't mind Klingons trying to be different things. We saw a little bit of that in TNG as well with like Worf's dead love to be. She was a female scientist, but people didn't take it serious because one Klingons hate scientists and one Klingons demean women, so it was a double combo for her. But so she was. But we see that there's Klingons that have other interests other than fighting, but they just don't get the attention they want in the Klingon order. So it is nice seeing like a main character like that. We also saw B'Elanna Torres from Voyager, who was also like the chief science officer as well. So this isn't anything new, and I do like his character so far. He's very enjoyable. Our main lead, I'm 50-50 on him. Sometimes I'm okay with him. I never love him, but I never like either I hate him or I'm like he's okay.
The moment he gets with the adults and stuff, I think it messes up. Like when he's one view, like when he's 1-to-1 with a person, I think it's fine.
Right.
When it's a group of them, it's like nah, this don't work.
um, they also introduced this stupid plot point with this hologram girl. So the black girl isn't. Oh, this is my other gripe with Star Trek. This gotta stop. I hate this shit. So nobody in this cast is a human, by the way. Cryptid. The
What?
reason, yeah, nobody here is a human. Everybody is like half something else, or like they are full on an alien or something. That black girl is a hologram. Okay, my. So the reason this bothers,
Like somebody want a hologram teenager as a kid.
yes,
Well,
she is
okay.
programmed to be 17 years old, and she's supposed to grow as a 17-year-old and integrate in
Um,
human society.
I'm just looking at the way that hologram looks. Like when you make a hologram, you have a specific image in mind. I would assume, right?
Yeah.
Why would you make them look like that? I'm just curious.
Well, because hologram. Okay, so in the Star Trek around Voyager, hologram technology was made to make like a to make like assistants. They were like Star Trek was ahead of the curve with the AI stuff, but they just came around during Voyager, and they were used for stuff like medical procedures and things like that. And then in Voyager, they had a problem where like Doc was becoming so sentient that they were like, well, maybe these holograms can become their own people. Like Data was his own android. And so they made them like like their own race or whatever. Starfleet has a problem where they keep making things that become sentient. I've noticed this. It's happened like this is the third time this happened. Um, Anyway, so now the holograms race wants to make their own teenager for some reason. And
Okay.
she's their experiment. She's like a 17-year-old by program, but she's supposed to grow.
Their old teenager. They wanted to ease. The only reason she's here credit is to reintroduce people to holograms. People getting more used to them. This is the first step, having her be in school with a whole lot of kids. But when their generation grow up, they'll just be used to people just normally being holograms.
Right, but
Okay.
Doc is there. They have like teachers that are holograms. I
Yeah,
kind of like.
stop, leave the
All
school,
right.
right?
I mean, you could if you wanted to.
Okay.
My problem with this is that, and for Star Trek, for me, I watch a lot of space shows and a lot of them and sci-fi stuff, and a lot of times I don't want to be the human. But Star Trek is like the only one where I'm like, yeah, being a human's fucking awesome. Like, why don't it be anything else? Like
All
people
theories of being human is cool. They said, nah, you're a hologram. You're half Klingon. You're half something else. You're black.
right. My thing with
A different alien?
say it again.
Is the main guy a different alien?
He's not a
Uh,
human. Yeah,
uh,
I forgot what he was.
mhm.
Um, my problem with it is that like Star Trek is like the place where you're proud to be a human. Like, not only are we like we're at the level where like we're almost like basically we're Superman to the universe basically.
Yeah.
We're the big guys on campus. Barely anyone can touch us, but we use that power responsibly. We use it. We make mistakes, but sometimes we try our best. And that is and like at every time you see like a crew of human like in TNG Worf being on there was a big deal because we were at war with Klingons, but the crew was mainly human with like one Betazoid, what like two aliens, and that was cool because like it wasn't about that; it was about how diverse the cast was. We could have even if you were blind, you had a place in humanity these days. Like whether you were blind, a different race, from a different area, had a different growing up, like you were all a part of the human experiment to be better than you were before. But in New Trek, for some reason, they think diversity means like, oh yeah, look at all the cool aliens we accept into our people. Isn't it? It would be kind of weird if it was all just humans. I'm like, yeah, maybe like on a different ship. Why does that have to be the main ship though? I just kind of like seeing humans grow. I don't understand why that's such a big deal.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's a problem I'm also having with the show as well.
Yeah.
If you like teen drama, you'll like this show. Okay, so.
Uh, uh, Jake, that's actually one thing I've been hearing from people, actually, because like before you brought up the Star Trek Fleet Academy, right?
Mhm.
I've been seeing some commotions, some clickbait like videos and whatnot. Like, not people aren't liking this, right? But one person I did hear a mention of for this show is like saying like this feels like a Disney Plus or CW level quality show that's being put into a military academy. You know?
I
Do
I
you
think
feel that?
this.
had some good shows. I just only watch the Marvel ones.
Yeah.
But no, those like negative tropes you see, like with high school
I mean, the second
drama.
episode is almost Romeo and Juliet at some point, I guess, if you want to be like that.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I guess my thing was like, I didn't really mind any of this because this was, I mean, to me,
Hmm.
that was always going to be what a Starfleet Academy show was. It was
Hmm.
always going to be the kid, that's one of the kid, the teenage.
And there was no way they were going to do like the regular them learning the regular like Star Trek stuff in school.
Hmm.
Right.
The kids
Th-
were going to have to go in not perfect, but leave the perfect officer.
Yeah, so I don't mind these characters being flawed. They're shaping up. I mean, even Wesley was heavily flawed. There was an episode where he
Hmm.
basically committed like a crime, and the whole episode was about
Hmm.
like is he gonna snitch on his friends because they helped him do the crime or whatever?
Okay,
Um,
question. When it comes to graduation day, do you think these characters will be more mature or will they be exactly as they are right now?
when you leave Starfleet, you should pretty much be. I'm not saying you be Picard, but you should pretty much be like a model citizen when you leave
Yeah.
Starfleet.
Mhm.
It's not to say
But
there
do you
can't
think
be some
but
bad
but do
apples
you
get through the cracks, but yeah.
but do you think that's what's going to happen with this cast?
Probably not. Another thing they keep doing that I hate that they do is like they're cursing a lot in Star Trek, which
Mhm.
I fucking curse all the time. But my problem
Mhm.
with Star Trek is that like again, pay attention to the aesthetics of the universe. The original five, they didn't curse that much. One, it was because the TV rules were different at the time, but it was also to portray like professionalism. Like maybe you
Yeah.
heard "damn" every now and then, but you never heard like any of the crazy ones, or maybe like "hell." That was like the best you heard, but it wasn't. None of the like the crazy ones, and it was also just to portray that we were professional, like that we carry ourselves differently.
Mhm.
But you have like a character, you have like characters like, oh yeah, this is like don't be a bitch or something like that, or like
Mhm.
fuck or like something like that. It's like this is not necessary. You don't need this to portray like a show. There's like an aesthetic here.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. They want to feel more. It sounds like they want to feel more edgy with a younger audience with this, you know?
yeah. I don't trust a lot of the reviews out there. I tried looking for some reviews that I would trust, but a lot of
All
this,
the generous, like they were. You remember Lady Lake so much?
what the lady I like? Who?
Oh, now I got to be called DI stuff by a woke lesbian woman. I'm like, what? That's not
What?
what she's doing at all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of I looked at like Starfleet Academy reviews. The main people who show up are the same people who always spread like the most toxic discourse in all of like the fandoms. Just because I can agree that I don't like the show does not mean that these people are the people you should be listening to. They are just there to make money off of hating shit. Just for that. Just take like easy shots. And I would love to say that I could like this show, but I just can't. But I won't say that it's all bad. There is still, as unlikely as it is, there's a version of the show that actually can be good. It's just not here, and it's unlikely to show up. Like I said, I like the characters enough. I wish there was more human representation, but I like the main characters enough to do. Oh, I'm sorry. I like the main characters enough to do something with to see them more, to see them grow. I like the school setting. I like that when they go to class, they're actually learning things that you would maybe hear about when you go to a TNG or like a Strange New Worlds. I like that stuff. I do see like potential in this cast. I just most of the show is marred by like the boring drama stuff. I like the political talk with the Betazoids and the and Starfleet. I like the Betazoids. They used to be like a great friends with the Federation, but ever since the burn, everybody broke up, so now they have to come back together. And
walking around that scene barefoot.
I hated. Okay, yeah, but I like the actual Betazoids and all that stuff. I think this show can work. I doubt it will, but I might give it 2 more episodes before I just say fuck it, I'm done. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right. Hope for the best. Prepare for the worst, audience.
I think let's come out change. If you do 5 seasons of a show and people don't change, then it's just a bad show.
Right.
And I'll say about Star Trek, even the new Trek, the characters do change over time. If you don't like how they change, I think that they do change.
Right. Yeah. How Picard is in season 1, I mean, it's not pronounced, but even in
it's a horrible show.
Yeah.
By the time he goes back to the third season, he is not the same guy as season 1.
No.
He's not the same person.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But all right, then. I guess with that, we should move on, guys. Still got a few more to go. Let's see. Oh, this is another Jake topic.
Yes. We are done with the 80s, boys. It is Transformers G1 season 3 time. So I had to finish so I'm doing my Transformers marathon recap. I'm watching all the Transformers just to really get people just to really, see how the series has evolved, see how I feel about it. And also I'm assembling an ultimate team of Autobots and Decepticons for a final battle. And then people who are Transformers fans can tell me if it was which side won based off my picks.
This one's the one where Rodimus Prime takes the main center stage, right?
Yes, this is post movie. Rodimus Prime at the end of the movie says, like, listen, now the Decepticon wars are over. We're gonna usher peace throughout the galaxy. And that first I was like a throwaway line, but like no, the show said no, he actually meant it. Like he's actually going to go to other planets and foster peace.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That worked out so well, right?
He does a good job. So he actually set up like the first Space Olympics.
Okay.
Where he gets a bunch of alien races together, and they're congregating and they're competing against each other, but they're also making friends. So there's a lot of episodes where you see Rodimus. He's usually either doing 2 things, 3 things, and this is why I say that Rodimus is a better post-war leader than Optimus across the board. Okay. Yeah. Rodimus does 3 things in the show. He either is on Cybertron. Say that again?
There's not one series where Optimus is post-war Optimus. They say that much.
Yeah, Robots in Disguise Optimus.
Not the real thing.
What? The Robots. Yeah.
Transformers Energon, I recall.
Transformers Energon was post-war as well. It just the war came back with like it typically does.
It wasn't really a war, it was a mid-war.
Cybertron was even post a double war. It was post that war. So
that was how I knew without the Starscream war. It's a different war.
But Rodimus is doing 3 things in this show. He's either on Cybertron, making sure that things are being repaired appropriately. He's on Earth, being an ambassador, or he's fostering peace between 2 different races. Or like trying to get people into like the whole let's be peaceful in the galaxy and be all that stuff. I think, and also I do like his leadership. Like he's way more down to earth than bro. He is like very real with people. There's like an episode where like There's an episode where like Grimlock was fucking up constantly, and then Rodimus was like, "Oh my god, Grimlock, please fucking stop." And Grim's like, "You don't want me anymore. You're mad at me. I'm gonna go away." And then he like turns to him. He's like, "Oh, he threw a tantrum. All right, anyway, let's go do the fucking mission. I guess." I was like, "Yes." He's not here to be your friend. He's here to do the mission and then get home safely. He's got shit to do. He's also just good at like organizing the troops as well when they're needed. And he also knows how to be cordial with humans even if they don't like him and stuff like that. He brings like a different type of energy that you don't really get from Optimus like at all, even in one of my favorite interpretations, which is the animated version. I really like Rodimus, and I really hope that people give him another chance because he was actually dope.
Do you think he could sell much merchandise as Optimus?
Bro, honestly, I love Rodimus' design. I love Rodimus' design way better than Optimus. I have always loved Rodimus Prime's design.
That doesn't answer my question, man. Merchandise sales is the main kicker, man.
It's true, but I always thought he looked cooler than Optimus. I thought he was a cooler character than Optimus. I just love Rodimus Prime. Anyway, so in addition to that, we have Ultra Magnus, who is his second in command. When Rodimus is busy doing other things, Ultra Magnus is leading the party against the war against the Decepticons because they're back, but the Decepticons aren't as big as they used to be. Now they have an Energon shortage. They live on the planet of Char. They're more terrorists than like an army now. And it doesn't help that they're led by Galvatron, who is Austin's favorite Decepticon leader. Galvatron post a movie. So when Rodimus threw Galvatron out of Unicron and into space, Galvatron landed in a plasma bath, and he bathed in the bath for like I guess like a year or so or some change or whatever. And that made him physically stronger, but it made him fucking crazy. And I don't mean like crazy as in Joker crazy. I mean like, bro, this dude is like fucking insane. This they'll be in the middle of a fight. There's like an episode, one of my favorite Galvatron episodes, where like they're fighting, where Galvatron is like, "Kill the Autobots!" And he flies over to Ultra Magnus to fight him. Ultra Magnus throws him into a wall. He's like, and then he gets up, sees his buddy Cyclonus, his right hand man. He's like, "Move out the way!" Punches him in the face, and then goes back to fighting Ultra Magnus. And Cyclonus is like, "What did I do?" His first introduction is him beating the shit out of the Decepticons because they asked him a question. There was one episode we introduced a new race to the Transformers lore, which we won't bring back till animated, I think. The Junkions. The Junkions, to be honest with you, Bumblebee kind of stole the Junkions as Riz, bro. The Junkions thing is that they only speak in radio quotes in commercials.
Oh god.
Yes, they did it first. Okay, that was.
Oh boy.
But they also broadcast things across the galaxy and whatever or whatnot. Well, the Quintessence, who are the creators of the Transformers in this universe, they changed their broadcast to make everybody like angry at each other and all this other stuff. And Galvatron, and then like Cyclonus like, "Hey, it doesn't seem like the Junkions are with the Autobots anymore. You want to do something about it?" Galvatron's like, "No, stop talking to me, leave me alone." And then like Cyclonus like, "But sir, I'm just saying like they're not friends of the Autobots. Let's just try to see if we can make friends." Like, "No, leave me alone." And then like Cyclonus like, "Okay, I'm gonna get the boys. We're gonna go deal with this. Let's not tell Galvatron. We're just gonna go behind his back and just get the Junkions on our side or whatever." And they try to do that. They fail. They go back, and then Galvatron's flying towards them, and they're like, "Galvatron, what are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm answering the call. I'm going to be a winner because I believe in me." They're like, "What?" He just flies away. So Galvatron's a real treat. He's like the funniest person in this show. But is he someone you want leading your cause? Probably not. Next, we have Cup and Springer, who are kind of like, they're not as big important characters, but you know, Cup gets his own episode. He's an old war vet. He has like a bunch of war stories to tell the youngins. Like back in my day, the war was like this, and this. You don't know what it was like, but back when Megatron was.
Wait, was he the one in the movie who was like saying like, you know, when Rodimus was asking, "Do you have any stories similar to this?" When when Unicron was rising? He was saying, like, "I don't have any stories that could compare to this."
That's him. He acts as like the old man figure, the mentor to the young bots and all the other stuff. That's basically his character. He gets one episode to himself. And then Springer, he doesn't really have an episode about him. I mean, he had one where he was in Danny's dreams and he rode on the back of the one of the Predacons and he had a spear to fight a dragon. That was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
he's pretty cool. And then there's RC who does nothing. So moving on. And so,
Oh, okay.
so they were really proud of having a female Autobot in the main cast and did fucking nothing with them. So that's pretty cool. So that's awesome. We'll see you later in fucking Transformers Cybertron RC. Um, but this season is very fun. Seeing the Autobots post-war adapt to what's life like outside of the Decepticons. Earth has adapted now that they're friends with the Autobots and the Autobots have Cybertron. The Autobots kind of help them with their spaceship. So now that Earth has its own Earth Defense Force and they have their own unit to defend themselves from Decepticons when the Autobots aren't available. The Autobots also are stationed on Earth as well. And the Decepticons send Trypticon, who's their giant dinosaur robot. Now they have Metroplex, who's a city that transforms into a giant robot that fights Trypticon and stuff. So they have kaiju battles now and stuff. The Autobots basically act as almost first responders on Earth when a Decepticon invasion happens. They're the first to get on the scene, but they operate with complete autonomy. So nobody can really tell them what to do, but they do obey the laws of Earth.
Yeah.
I would love for Transformers to do I know we're doing G.I. Joe and all that stuff, but honestly, I would love Transformers to do this again. This is very cool. We've never done this. After this point, we've never done this anymore. Life after Megatron, what is that like? And usually it's the Decepticon, the Autobots searching inwards and fixing their society and all that. But I like how they're well established here. They've done that. And now they're just trying to adjust themselves in this new galaxy. The writers also seem to have a lot of fun with this because now that they don't have to worry about just every episode being Megatron wants to do this week. Now they can have different aliens interact with the Autobots. Some are smaller than them, some are bigger than them. There's one. It's a two-parter about the ghost of Starscream, but you see this bar in space with all the aliens kind of congregate, and the Autobot, there's an Autobot and Decepticon just sitting down, just talking the shit with each other, just kind of unwinding for the day. It's a lot of cool stuff you just don't see because we're so busy doing Megatron all the time. But of course, Optimus Prime died, as you know, and kids were upset, as you also know, and they cried. And parents said, "Yo, you better bring this fucking truck back to the show, or I'll fucking sue you in oblivion." And they said, "I was like, fuck, fine, okay." So there was an episode, right? That was where Optimus comes back, and so basically the Autobots are on the run from Galvatron and his men. They're kind of getting their asses kicked. Rodimus is leading the charge to the Autobot Memorial Center. So after the events of the movie, they made a whole memorial in space to all the fallen Autobots. You get to some Easter eggs of all of them, right? And Danny, he's Optimus Prime isn't in his grave. And they're like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? And they see Optimus is a torn mess, but he's standing there. He's I'm here. And they're oh, and Optimus is Optimus, here, take my Matrix. Optimus like, what? No, get that shit away from me. Optimus is acting weird, and he doesn't want Rodimus to give him the Matrix. No, stop! Don't put the shit on me! Get away from me! But Rodimus eventually forces the Matrix in his chest. I don't know how he does that. He just kind of just forces it open, I guess. Puts it in there, right?
Yeah.
And so he puts it in Optimus's chest. And Optimus gets stronger. Rodimus goes back to Hot Rod. And Optimus is like, no, what have you done? And then he runs away. And then he traps them in the memorial. And then he flies it into the sun. And they're like, what? Optimus, why are you doing this? Why are you betraying us? As it turns out, the Quintessons have brought Optimus back to life to brainwash him to a double agent where he's going to lead all the Autobots to them so they can kill all the Autobots in one place, basically. And so Hot Rod has to fight Optimus Prime with the Matrix inside of him and get the Matrix back and lead the Autobots again. So they have their fight. I actually like this fight because Optimus Hot Rod's getting his ass whooped, and Optimus is like, Hot Rod, you have to stop me. You have to defeat me. And Hot Rod's like, oh my god, believe me, I'm trying. You're really strong. So, but anyway, so eventually, Optimus is able to fight long enough to get the Matrix back to Hot Rod. He's like, listen, Rodimus, you gotta protect the people now. Get out of here. And so Rodimus gets out of there, and Optimus flies By the way, Optimus's arm is torn the fuck off. His face is half scarred off. Like he looks like a fucking zombie. And he flies that ship into the quintessence, and he just blows the fuck up. And I was like, "You brought him back just to kill him again? Like what did you do that for?" And so the narrator goes like, "Yes, that is how Optimus Prime came back and died. Fuck you. Don't ever make us undo our decision again. Fuck off." Anyway, tomorrow, we don't want to get sued, so tomorrow we're bringing back Optimus Prime for real this time. Sorry about that. so it's like,
now you have to you're bitching and crying that people don't like Hot Rod. They brought him back just for Hot Rod to kill him again. After already blaming Hot Rod for himself. Hot Rod deserves to be hated by those people.
Hot Rod didn't kill him. He didn't even beat Optimus. Optimus beat him, and then Optimus fought it off enough to give him back the
They brought him to fight Rodimus and then kill himself. That's even worse.
so
Hot Rod deserves to hate, is what I'm hearing.
Well, that's what we thought happened, right? So then they said, actually, now we're doing the two-part of the Return of Optimus Prime. So what happened? What actually happened in that episode? I'm pretty sure that was going to be how the show ends because Optimus said, okay, well, now Optimus is gone. It's on me. I can't keep thinking Optimus will come back. I have to be the person that Optimus was. Like, I have to be that guy now. And that's how the episode ends. And the next episode is like, actually, no, we need that. We need that back. Sorry about that. And so what happens is, two human explorers are in space, and one of them's like, "Man, fuck the Autobots. I hate the Autobots. They fucking suck, bro." And then it cuts back to like a G1 episode where Optimus and Megatron were fighting in a lab, and it nearly killed a guy, and he was like, "Fuck all. I hate Autobots. Decepticons are all bad. Fuck them." And the other girl's like, "Well, I don't know. Autobots are pretty cool." And so, you know. And so they see Optimus's ship. So before he kills himself, they go in and get him out the ship. So what we saw was actually was his ship exploding, but Optimus wasn't in it, basically. And they're like, "Oh my god, it's Optimus Prime." And the other guy's like, "Yes, it's Optimus Prime. We can use his body to set a trap for the Autobots and kill them." And so, well, actually, no. At first, what they were going to do was they were going to burn him alive. Like, they take him back and they put like a furnace and they just shove Optimus in the furnace. And the guy's like, "Wait, we can actually kill all the Autobots now," because Galvatron comes over to get something from their lab, and the fight gets so bad that the girl who liked Optimus, like her legs get crushed, and so the Autobots have to take her to the hospital and get her like a leg brace. Like, "No, my daughter, fuck off!" Damn. And so they make this virus to infect all the Transformers, so they'll fight each other to death and just kill each other, and so basically what happens is they get infected. So so all of them get infected, and it becomes a zombie story, essentially. Hot Rod gets Rodimus gets Optimus out of there, but he has to get. He believes that the quintessence can actually bring Optimus back to life, and he can help figure out what's going on. I do like when Hot Rod learns that. I mean, Rodimus learns that like Optimus is alive still, or around. His body's around. He's like, this lady comes up like, "My dad has Optimus's corpse." He's like, "What?" And Ultramag's like, "Rodimus, now you know it's a trap, most likely." He's like, "I don't care. Get the Superior, get the aerial bots, get the Constructicons, get everybody. Everybody's going to get Optimus." And so they go on that mission to get Optimus. They get him out. Everybody gets infected like a zombie plague. Optimus, they take Optimus to the Quintessence. The Quintessence bring him back, but Rodimus is a zombie now. He's like one of the rage zombies or whatever. Blah blah blah. Optimus, everybody comes back, and bro, Optimus comes back. He's like, "Yeah, I'm back, and guess what? I'm never leaving again, children. That was a silly mistake we made." that's essentially what he says. He basically like, "I'm back, and I'm never leaving again." And the animation even got better because I'm back. So
and
now
that's why the next series said, guess what? He's not in it at all.
Right. Right. So Optimus goes back to. So he's like, "Okay, listen, I need to know who we have left." Well, we have a handful of people. Rodimus is a zombie. Galvatron. I also love when Rodimus told Galvatron to not get infected. He said, "Galvatron, there's a zombie infection. You got to get out of here." Galvatron's like, "I don't believe you." He said, "Whatever. I'm out, bro. I'm not doing this with you. I'm out." So he just leaves him there. So basically Optimus is like, "Okay, there's like a handful left. Let's get them all together. Let's get only the Autobots." So he gets all the Autobots, including Bumblebee. They're like, "Oh my god, Optimus, you're back." And Bumblebee's like, "Yeah, and I have a new face." And they're like, "What?" "Yeah, I'm a new guy now. I'm a new toy. I have Optimus's face, but Bumblebee's body. You can call me Goldbug." And then Optimus is like, I guess I am. I guess I'm doing that." So he did not look great. So
That's how Goldbug was created?
Yeah, that's how, yeah. It's just Bumblebee. He just changed his name. He changed his face.
Mm.
So.
Hey, you remember Goldberg? That was the name they used for when he turned evil, right?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, well, it was a shitty design, so it was evil to make him that. So I do agree with that decision. Um, so basically, what happens is Optimus leads the charge. He's like, listen, we need to go get this metal alloy that only Galvatron has because he stole it. Galvatron keeps trying to betray Optimus, but Galvatron gets his comeuppance and gets affected. Optimus goes back to Earth. He has to fight Hot Rod for the Matrix. He has to fight Rodimus Prime for the Matrix, as it is written. Okay. And then he fights Rodimus, and he's like, Rodimus, I don't want to kill you, but kids want to see me whoop your ass for what you did in the movie. So, I'm sorry. So they're fighting, and eventually, like, Optimus like pins Rodimus down and gets the Matrix, and he gets away. And then he's the last Autobot. He's the last living thing standing because the infection doesn't affect just Transformers; it affects all living creatures in the galaxy. So everybody's infected, and Optimus is the last hope for humanity and the start of the galaxy itself. And so I was like, okay, now that I have the Matrix, I don't know what to do. So I'm gonna go in the Matrix and use the wisdom of the ancient primes. And they're like, well, if you go too far, you'll never come out. And he's like, listen, bro, like the galaxy's gone. Like it's either this or like nothing. I gotta try. So he goes in the Matrix, and the first prime tells him, you can only beat this plague with wisdom, but I'm afraid there's not enough wisdom to go around. He's like, that's not true. We have millions of years of wisdom in the Matrix itself. And I shit
What
you
the
not.
fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean we can only beat this plague with wisdom? Make them smart again.
It's a rage virus. So the only way to beat it is with wisdom. That's what the logic
Mm.
was. And so I shit you not, they used "You Got the Touch, You Got the Power" in the episode, and he lights their darkest hour with the Matrix and uses its full power to cure the galaxy, as if to say, we did it, kids. Optimus is the real hero of Transformers, and it shall always be this way all time. so,
Oh my
so,
god.
so Rodimus goes like, Optimus, it's so good to see you back. And I'm Hot Rod again. He's actually like, no, Rodimus, you can have the Matrix. It's pretty much useless now. It doesn't work anymore. He's like, what? Yeah, there's no wisdom or power in it. It's just kind of like reset back to
So
factory
why the fuck are
settings.
you giving it to me, asshole? You older.
Yeah, he's like, well, yeah, what am I supposed to do with this? He's like, well, it's gonna be up to us. We're all gonna have to put wisdom back in the Matrix. It's gonna be all of our experiences, saving the Matrix. And then Galvatron comes up. He's like, yo, Optimus, real shit though. Like, I was crazy back there, but you did save my life. And also, I'm glad you're back because this hot rod thing was just not doing it for kids. All right, I'm sorry, but like, it's glad to have you back, bro. And so they shake hands, and he goes about his business. And then like Optimus, like, yep, and the movie doesn't happen. That's the end of Transformers. He's like, Autobots roll out. So yeah, that was Transformers G1's ending. I did not like. Well, to be fair, I like the actual plot of the Return of Optimus Prime. I just did not like giving the plot back to Optimus. I thought that was Rodimus was doing a great job. He was also progressing as a leader. I think it would have been cool if like Rodimus was the leader of Cybertron and Optimus was the leader of Earth. Maybe like they could do something like that. I thought that would be a cool way to do it.
Just give Rodimus something other than feeling like this is a demotion right here.
Right,
You know,
right,
like
right. I think the worst part is in the sequel to this, Rodimus is like, I could have still been the leader, but because I know kids will be mad at me, I'm just going to be Hot Rod now. So I'm not going to actually do any of that. I'm going to just be a regular soldier now. I'm like, fucking Jesus Christ. So that sucked. Anyway, that was G1. I did enjoy my time by the end of it. Season 2 was good. Season 3 is even better for me. But yeah, so now I guess this is right now we're gonna say my final draft picks for who's going to the final war. For the Autobots from Transformers Devastation, we are bringing Superion. You are going to the final war. Okay.
that looks
We're
like the
bringing.
offspring. That looks like the offspring of Starscream and Megatron for some reason.
No, he's the Aerial Bots fusion, but he's going to the final
Okay.
war. Okay.
Okay.
And Insecticons from Transformers Devastation. You will go to the final war on Team Decepticons. Okay.
Mhm.
Rodimus Prime from the Transformers movie. They'll never make me hate you. You're going to the final war, damn it.
No.
Okay. He's not gonna be the leader of the whole team. He's just gonna be like the second in command. All right. That's what I'm gonna have him be. All right. Cyclonus from G1. You are going to the final war for Team Decepticon. He's a very loyal second in command. He's the anti-Starscream. He deserves to be here, okay? He doesn't betray Galvatron no matter how crazy Galvatron gets, so he gets to be here. And finally, for the G1 Autobots, for season 1, for the whole G1, Cosmos, you are going to the final war. This is my dog, bro. I love
No,
Cosmos.
fuck that. Fuck that.
That is
Hell
a
no.
lame ass design.
The reason I'm bringing Cosmos is I never talked about Cosmos, but he is actually a really good. He's a really good scout in the show.
Dude, Cosmos looks like the one who will be picked last in Transformers football. You know that, right?
Yeah, but watching the show, Cosmos is a really good scout. Like even like they call Bumblebee the scout. This dude is way better. He's good. He can scout on Earth. He can scout in space. And no matter how dangerous the mission was, he always comes back successful. Like even when Optimus is like, Cosmos, I really need you to do this shit. He's like, okay, and so like he goes deep into enemy territory and he comes back and almost never gets captured, and when he does get captured he breaks himself out, so he's very reliable, and it's the only version of Cosmos I'm going to get that's that reliable, so I'm taking him with me. So there you go.
Bullshit.
No, well, there you go. Next time,
I know he looks like a bench warmer to me, you know. So
listen, that's because you never saw his potential. You never saw him in the day, bro. Even in Rodimus's day he was getting it done, bro. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's it. That's my G1 adventures. So we're done with that.
Gotcha.
Well, you only told literally 2 Decepticons.
Oh, right. I'm missing. Yeah, I need a movie. I need a movie Decepticon. But I don't want to take. I mean, I would love Galvatron if he just stayed that way from the movie. But no, I can't take Galvatron. No, I can't. Who would I take from the movie? I really don't want. Oh, I can take Devastator. For the movie, I can take. Yeah, I'll take Devastator.
Really? Is there something you want to see of Devastator, man?
I mean, he's like a giant fucking. He's a combiner. You get 5 Decepticons with him, so you know that's what it is.
Okay. Just double checking.
Yeah. He's also one. He's one of the most prominent fusions, so it is that. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
Wrong theme again.
We reached all the topics in the media audience, but hey, we'll save the comics for next week.
We can do the last 2 real quick. They don't take that long. We do the last one real quick.
Think we can do it in 10 minutes?
Yeah. There's only 3. We don't really care about quarter topics, so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and nail these ones. So.
Dumb idea. Spider-versity, this is dumb. Jake, I want you to know they're going to have Norman and Spider-Woman trains the universe godfighter Miles and the cosmic hero of all time, Gwen, to fight the green goddamn goblin.
And the future Spider King Bailey Briggs.
No hype.
The boy, the myth, the legend, man. Oh, man. But no, I gotta say that you are the GOAT if you're telling me Miles alone with all his god level power ups, right? Needs lessons on how to fight the Goblin at this point in his career. You know, damn, dude. Damn.
Probably needs it because eventually he's gonna get his ass whooped by a goblin, so he probably needs the training.
Yeah, I mean, typically, Miles.
No, but that's the problem, though. Green Goblin, he's just gonna punch you and throw shit. That's just regular shit.
Miles is he should be soloing all of Spider-Man's rogues gallery at this point, you know. Yeah. But hey, it seems like Marvel feels like he needs to go back to school. Apparently, you know.
That means whenever Green Goblins come back, he better be on the most demon time shit of all time. I'm talking about throwing the baby out the window, Carnage type shit. Green Goblin better be the most devastating reappearance.
No, when Green Goblin comes back, he has to do Bailey like he did Toby in the movie, bro. He has to do Bailey like Toby from Starfleet.
I want Green Goblin to come back, and I want Ultimate Green Goblin to just show up for no reason. I want the Goblin burst just out the blue, no context.
Gotcha. Okay, let me read the premise of this. Okay, so this is a 5-issue miniseries, audience. I like to add that. So it's Norman Osborn and Spider-Woman will train Miles, Spider-Gwen, Silk, Aranya, Spider-Boy, and Spider-Girl to go up against the Goblin. Okay, I could give 2 shits about Spider-Girl, audience. Her book was bad. Damn. It was bad. But Bailey Briggs, that kid has a promising future, so I'm getting this book just for that kid, you know? So, yeah. He alone justifies this to me. And I show this that Cindy Moon fans, if you want to prove your fandom, go ahead and buy this book, you know? But yeah, as far as Green Goblin coming back, like, wait, so now he's a separate entity at this point? Or is Norman just
We don't
preparing
know
for it?
yet. Whatever happens, Norman has been feeling regretful about the whole Goblin thing.
Yeah.
He had a whole good conversation with J. Jonah Jameson about how they used to be like really fucked up and everything, and how everything changed. So I
Yeah, yeah.
do see him being like, if I turn evil again, y'all need to be prepared for what I can do. The problem
Okay.
is outside of like they are like perfectly compared to fight you, bro. They can't
Yep.
prepare for like what fucked up shit you make in your brain and like what your ideas and shit. They can't like prepare
Mhm.
for your inventions because you ain't make them yet.
He's going to create
Wait,
his
if
own.
he's
That's
training
the shit
him,
that's gonna
that's
matter.
even if he's training them, that makes it even worse because like that he knows what they know. So
Oh, you have to put like I don't know, a Goblin Danger Room or something like that for these guys. But it doesn't sound good on paper. But okay, yeah, I'll admit this. Yeah, this really doesn't sound good on paper. But hey, Rising Star Bailey Briggs audience, go support him. You know, go support the goat of the future. You know, so yeah, I'll be picking this up, see where it goes. Who would you want to be on this team then, Austin? Take away
Nobody should be
Miles.
a fucking team. It shouldn't take 5 people to fight the Green Goblin.
Okay, that is true. That is true. I don't even know who's writing this book,
Okay,
so
when Green Goblin returns, it better be the greatest villain comeback story of all time. If you really justify that he and Spider Woman, the ex Shield, ex Hydra, everything agent, had to train 5 more people to fight them, just in case Peter Parker, one person, isn't around.
Mhm.
Green Goblin return better be the greatest thing of all time. He better come back with like the Infinity Stone shoved up his ass.
That's one way of looking at it. Oh wait, speaking of returns, to follow up this news, we also got a glimpse of what's going on. What was the name of that event with Daredevil Austin?
What?
Uh, Death Spiral, I think.
That's not what Daredevil, the Spider Man.
Spider-Man and Daredevil. Wait, I thought Daredevil was going to be part
Daredevil's
of
not
that.
in that event. It's Spider Man, Venom, and
Oh,
Carnage.
Carnage. Carnage, yeah. We already got. Okay, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. We already got a glimpse as to what's going to happen at the end of that book, apparently.
Yeah, Spider Carnage.
Oh,
Look at
boy.
this shit. This design's
Wait,
ugly.
so, wait, is this Peter Parker's Spider Carnage, or is this
Yeah,
Norman as
it's
Spider
introducing.
Carnage?
It's what it says. Introducing Peter Parker, the amazing Spider Carnage.
Okay, wait, so is Peter back from space? I'm confused at this point. Like,
When this event happens, he will be back from space. He came back last issue.
oh, okay. I just wanted to clarify that. So, okay.
Yeah, he's back
Um,
on space. He's back from space to fight Hell, the Hellgate
yeah, Hellgate.
after they beat up his girlfriend and stuff.
Gotcha. So, yeah. All you Spider Carnage fans, hope you're enjoying this. Can't say I'm excited or eager, but you already spoiled what's going to happen at the end of that Death Spiral event, which is a bummer. So,
Well, that
whatever.
just means he's probably not going to have it long. I don't think he's going to stay like this.
Yeah.
They already spoiled way more than this, by the way. The three main things they spoiled was, remember, Venom's coming out of this with a Spider-Man red and blue look for some reason. And it's going to be a new
Okay.
person playing Venom again.
Okay.
I think there's going to be Eddie being Venom and being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
If Peter's getting Carnage and Eddie is getting the Venom senior back, I think Mary Jane's going back to just being Mary Jane. I think this is how they get rid of, like, they're switching all that around. I think that's the whole purpose of all this.
Wait, isn't Mary Jane set to fight? No, I forgot.
Yeah, but that's happening now too, so I guess it don't really
Oh,
matter.
yeah. Okay. I mean, she already got rid of Paul in her life, so you might as well get rid of her whole power set. You know.
No, they're gonna have to bring Paul back for the movie, Cryptid.
I've been hearing some echoes online that Paul's going through like the Parker luck treatment now in the comics.
Not really. He did the same shit he's been doing. They're not together.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Justifiably so, they're not together because he was kind
Yep.
of shit boyfriend.
You put him in the hands of a writer that openly admits, I don't like Paul. So
Yeah,
you
he don't
know.
like Paul, but he treated Paul with respect more than any other writer really did. They just treat Paul like
Yep.
some godsend perfect boyfriend for MJ, like the other writer was doing.
Yep. But yeah. That's it for the spider topics. You have any final thoughts before we move on to the last on Austin?
No, let's leave this thing in the past.
Speaking of the past, go ahead and announce it, Austin.
Man,
Rome
Romeo, Juliet, and Godzilla. So the reason I
crossover.
shared this because for some reason they used to do this. I don't know if people remember. There's a movie called Pride and Prejudice, and then they
Okay.
made a remake of that movie. Randomly, it was Pride and Prejudice with zombies. And it's the same regular movie, but it's a zombie apocalypse going on, and they're killing zombies in the meantime. And that was
Yeah.
kind of what this reminded me of. So the idea that we're going to get the regular Romeo and Juliet story, and then Godzilla is fighting a man in the back is crazy.
I'm looking at that second cover on the right? So you have Romeo with Godzilla in his corner, and you have Juliet with what looks like Mega Godzilla on her corner. So what are they implying that we're going to see Godzilla hook up with Mega Godzilla or something? What the
No, bro,
hell?
I think they represent the families, bro. Not those
Oh,
two.
okay. I just wanted to clarify that. You know that.
Do you remember their families hate each other so much that these two kids had to kill each other because they were stupid in order to get away from them. And that's the type of hate that Godzilla and Mechagodzilla have for each other.
Yep. I read the book too. So yeah, I understand it. But it's like one of those weird. It's one of those weird crossovers. Audience that it tempts you enough to want to buy it if you see it like on a comic book stand. So
I do
I'll
hope
check it.
this means. I do hope this means that. I do hope this means that like instead of like the death by poison and stuff, it's death by Godzilla. I think that'd be kind of funny.
You just go and step on them. That's what you want to see. That's more
Yeah,
satisfying.
I want him to fake his death, and her to drink poison and kill herself, and then he gets up, he's sad, and when he's about to do it himself, Godzilla just blows up the room.
You might as well go with it, audience. I mean, how else is this supposed to end anyway?
Yeah.
Like, of course, the two go on to get killed by Godzilla. So yeah. Oh,
I
not
guess
well.
you could say it doesn't matter.
Yeah, not a lot of meat to this topic, but hey, it's gonna be a one shot.
This is a
So
crazy announcement. I needed people to know it happened.
I'm
Y'all would
just trying
believe
to,
if I didn't go proof.
I'm just trying to think of the craziest crossover you could put Godzilla in now. Godzilla versus Barney.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. I love you.
I want Barney to turn
Comic
big and teach
reference.
Godzilla what it means to have friends, man.
Oh wow! Does Godzilla have any friends, audience?
He only got
Maybe.
Mothra. He don't have real. He has a girlfriend. He don't have friends.
That's a girlfriend. I don't count that.
Yeah.
Like maybe Barney would be his first real bro. So. All right, then, audience. Thanks for sticking with us. And yeah, we reached the end of the show. So.
Yep.